Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey,
How old are you?
14.
You gotta be 18 plus. TikTok rules, everyone. 18 plus. TikTok rules, y'all. 18 plus. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19, bro.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
100% gay.
Why so?
It's so bad, bro.
Why so?
Because, bro, if your parents were gay, you wouldn't be on this live right now. You know that, right? Like, this live would be non existent if your parents were gay.
Yeah, so it would also be the case that I wouldn't be here if my parents decided not to have a third child. Is it wrong to decide not to have a third child?
Your existence wouldn't be here.
Neither in that scenario. Is it wrong to decide not to have a third child?
I mean, no, but if they're gay, I mean, they wouldn't have no children, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it's like,
if my
think
dad
about it.
got yeah, if my dad didn't get divorced, right, from his original wife, then I wouldn't exist either.
You wouldn't exist if your parents, bro. What you know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, this live would be non-existent. That alone should say that it's wrong. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm getting troll vibes, chat. I'm getting heavy troll vibes. Heavy troll vibes. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates. Everyone, tap that screen. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
35.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Oh, yeah, I think it's wrong in this world because it talks about it in the Bible. Men and women should not be together. It's all Bible. And all these people thinks it's all fun and everything, but they don't know they're going to end up going to hell
Yeah. Okay, so how do you know that hell exists in order to say that people who are gay are going to go to hell?
because I know heaven's real. I know God's real. I know angels are real and everything. And it's hard to explain when a person died, come back to earth. But I know it's
Listen, I
real.
appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Okay, so well here would be my point here. So when it relates to this, just be actually wait hold up. I have one question. DP, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you trolling?
I'm here still. Trolling, more than trolling.
Oh, you're trolling. That's tough, bro. That's tough, everyone. That's tough. We're gonna go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. We're just looking for some debates, y'all. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
34.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral? Hello? Oh my. TikTok, what is going on today? We're going to get someone on. Give it a second, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, everyone. Let's try to get to 1,000 shares. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 34.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
No.
All right, I'm just looking for people who disagree. Appreciate coming on. Thank you so much. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
35.
Okay. Oh my gosh, they were a child. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Yo, what's
Yo,
up?
what's
How old are
up?
you? Do
I'm 23.
you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Listen, bro, I actually got a bone to pick with you. Let me catch you outside for real. I
Do you think
always see
that
you
being
on
gay
my
is wrong
For
or
You page.
immoral?
Shut the fuck up, bro. I came on here just to troll you, dumbass.
That's tough, bro. Appreciate you coming on. All right, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. Tap that screen. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes. You already know the deal. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
44.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes, I think it's wrong because
Why
it's not
so?
natural.
Why is it not natural?
Think about it. A man penis going into another man anus. Totally unnatural.
What does
Ain't-
natural mean?
Natural mean it's easy. You don't have to force it. You don't have to lube it. You don't have to do none of that.
Okay, well, if someone's, well, I mean, it is the case that some people do have to lube when they're straight. One, two, if it is
Yeah,
the
if
case
you
that, hold up, by the way, if it is the case that someone is not packing it at all, and it's really easy for them to engage in intercourse that's gay, right? Is it then okay?
It's never okay. Think about it. One of your guests said earlier, if your parents were gay, would you be here? You know, how would this planet be populated if everybody was gay?
Well, can I ask you one question? Do you think it's wrong to be celibate? Like to never engage in intercourse?
Yes, it's wrong because if we are put here to reproduce, hey, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against gay people. I have many friends that
Wait,
are
wait, hold
also
up, hold up.
gay.
So it's just about reproduction. So if I engage in intercourse with a woman who is infertile, is there something wrong there?
No, because there's a lot of kids that need adoption.
Okay, same thing with gay people.
Yeah, this is what I just said. But I personally know that is wrong because the way I feel about it. But on the other hand, I see your point, being gay, I don't see anybody chooses to be gay because
No, but like in terms of adoption, right? You said that like a man with a woman who's infertile, right? They can just adopt. Well, the same thing's true with a gay couple.
true.
Okay,
You
so
make
if
a
the same
valid
thing
point.
is true with a gay couple, then you're not considering it to be wrong for two gay people to engage in intercourse, it seems.
No, it's just unnatural. So to
So
me,
so
it's
why
wrong
is it
because it's
unnatural?
unnatural. Oh, well, let's see. The anus is made for poop.
Okay, so your mouth is made for food, your mouth is made for speaking. How do you know that it's made for kissing?
Why are you trolling me, bro?
I'm not trolling anything.
Just playing.
You're trolling. That's what it is. I knew it, dude. Chat, I had a feeling. Tap that screen. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Everyone, we're just looking for some debates. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Man, I'm 44. The
Do you think being
people
gay
that
is wrong or immoral?
no, I don't. And
All right,
it
I
was,
am just looking for some debates right now. I do appreciate you coming up, though. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, everyone, I'm sorry. I'm just looking for some debates right now. Tap that screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates. We're going to speed run, get through to people real quick. Again, tap that screen. If you want to help get it out to more people, share the live, everyone. Let's try to get to 1,000 shares, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm a grown man.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yeah, I think it's wrong, just like you do.
Can you get closer to your mic? It's harder to hear you.
Yes, I think it's wrong, just like you do.
I don't think it's wrong. Why do I think it's wrong?
You know it's wrong, otherwise you wouldn't have to ask this question. It is deviant behavior.
Just because I'm asking the question doesn't mean I think that it's the case. I appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. If I ask someone why they think the election is stolen, does that mean that I think that the election is stolen?
No, you're not asking
Okay.
such a thing. This is something that is debatable, but
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
just
we're
asking the
talking,
question isn't asserting the proposition. So why is being gay wrong or immoral?
well, it's deviant behavior.
Okay, well, I guess I'm deviant.
Right.
I'm sorry, my voice cracked saying that. That was so bad. So why do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Because it is deviant behavior. It deviates from the natural order.
Oh, because it's deviant behavior. I appreciate the cap. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Differentiates from the natural order. How do you determine the natural order?
Well, the natural order is what is clearly in flux throughout nature that allows us to continue on as a species.
So whatever produces reproduction. So do you think that oral intercourse is wrong?
What I'm saying is whatever deviates from the natural order. Homosexuality is a deviation from the natural order, therefore it is deviant behavior. It is therefore unproductive for society and for nature, therefore it's bad.
Yeah, but how
Wrong.
you quantify that it was deviant behavior was that it doesn't lead to reproduction. So I brought up
No,
another
it is
scenario in which,
outside of the natural order.
yeah. So again, in the outside of the natural order was quantified by saying that it does not lead to reproduction. That's why you said that it wasn't
That's not
natural.
what I'm saying.
Okay, so why is it not natural?
It's not natural because it is not the design of the human body to take part in homosexual relations.
And how do you know that the human body is not designed for that?
Everyone knows that. The
Now,
same
how do
way
you
I
know
know
that?
the same way I know the sky is blue, the sun comes up in the morning.
Well, we have evidence of those things. How do you know that again, this particular purpose exists for the human body?
We have the evidence. It's biological evidence.
What biological evidence?
All of it. The male
I don't know what you're talking about.
genitalia is designed to interact with the female genitalia.
Well, I mean, it could also interact with the male anus, right?
Yeah, it can interact with a squirrel's anus. That doesn't
Okay,
make
but
it
that's
right or
not
wrong.
consensual.
Well, what if it was? Would it make it right?
If it was consensual, like
Yeah.
if a squirrel had the capacity to consent, let's say that they had a human mind inside of it, sure, go for
Okay,
it.
so you're okay with pedophilia then? I mean, children can
No, because they don't have the ability to consent.
Sure they do.
No, they don't. No, they do not have the ability to rationally consent or meaningfully consent to an adult in terms of engaging in intercourse with them, because there's a
Well, I
power
would
dynamic,
suggest
rationally speaking, that exists between the adult and between the child.
anyone that believes that homosexual behavior is natural does not have the rational ability
Well, it exists
to
within
consent.
nature, so it clearly would be natural under that notion, right? But
No,
if what you mean by natural is like, oh, it's not designed for this way, you're
it
just
doesn't
I
exist in nature.
appreciate the
That
handout,
is
thank
a
you so much.
fallacy.
You're just positing your own view about it, right? You're not
No, well,
saying that like
isn't that
there's
what you're
something
saying?
about the natural world that tells us that this is not correct. You're saying that
Yes,
I feel like
absolutely.
I don't like this, right?
Absolutely. Biology makes it absolutely clear that this is not
No,
correct.
biology doesn't, right? So, for example, right, does
Now
biology make it
we're
clear
not
that?
talking
Wait, hold
about,
up,
we're
hold up,
talking
hold up,
about
hold up, Paladin,
sex,
Paladin,
right?
Paladin. Does biology make it clear that I can kiss my, say, girlfriend? Does
Sure.
it does? How does it make it clear?
Obviously,
Where?
two
How do you?
mouths can go together in pleasure to love one another. No
Same thing
problem
with
with it.
gay intercourse.
No, on the contrary.
Why so?
Well, because anytime gay intercourse takes place, you damage the rectum. It is not designed for that. It does
I don't think that's
receive
true.
damage. Oh, well, it is true.
Wait,
You check
no, it's
it.
definitely not true that every single time you engage in intercourse, you damage it. No.
No, the first time. After that, yeah, it's damaged.
Wait, what
So
do you mean
you
the
can
first time?
continue.
Can you give me evidence?
Yeah, sure. Just check it out in a medical journal, man.
Yeah, give
The
me evidence that this happens every single time someone engages in gay intercourse.
I'm not using it
Do you think it's wrong for a man and a woman to engage in anal?
it's not, it is deviant behavior.
So is it wrong?
It deviates from the natural order. It's
And so
wrong.
is it wrong?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Is it wrong? Okay, so you said if it leads to harm. So if someone gives birth and it leads to harm, right? Is that
I
wrong?
didn't say it's wrong because it leads to harm.
Okay, so
I'm
then
saying
why is it
this
wrong
is
then?
just one of the evidences that it is wrong, that it's against the natural order.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
asking how we quantify what the natural order is.
as you're well aware, sex in this way greatly increases the chances of STDs to be passed from one individual to another. That is because
No, some STDs are
genitalia
actually
does
more
not
prevalent
belong
amongst straight intercourse, right? So some STDs are more likely to happen amongst gay intercourse, but other STDs are more likely to happen amongst straight intercourse. So this idea that only it's just like
No, on
more
the
likely to
contrary,
happen
no.
amongst gay intercourse, right? Isn't necessarily
No.
true.
Any STD that can be contracted through regular intercourse has a greater opportunity of being contracted through
That's not true. That's
homosexual.
false.
That is
Give me a
absolutely
source.
true.
False.
Give me a source.
Yeah, I can send you multiple. I appreciate the Happy Friday. Thank you so much. It's more prevalent amongst straight people for many different types of STDs. We could relate to syphilis. We could relate to chlamydia, right? These things are more prevalent amongst individuals who are straight.
You know what the real issue I think with homosexuality is? We're all
What?
born with these tendencies to do things that are wrong, that are against the natural order. Sometimes we get angry, we want to harm people. Sometimes we have malicious intent, and God forbid, sometimes murder is in our hearts or in our minds. Sometimes we lie, sometimes we steal. The difference with homosexuality versus all these, no one's out there trying to convince the world that murdering someone's right. No one's trying to
Yeah,
convince the world
because by definition
it's
it's an
okay to lie.
unjustified. That'd be a contradiction. Okay. And actually, do you think abortion is wrong?
Absolutely.
So you think there are people out there trying to convince people that murder is wrong because they think that abortion is okay. So you actually disagree with that under your own view. You just self-owned, right? Okay, but can we go back to the
Also,
point that we just made? I just made the point.
what was that? I'm sorry, you lost me.
You think that abortion is murder, right? People are out there arguing that abortion is okay. They're arguing for murder under your view. Appreciate that
Under
mustache.
my
Thank you
view,
so
but
much.
obviously not under theirs.
Clearly, right? Because that would be
Clearly.
contradictory. I appreciate the Garland.
Right.
Thank you
And
so
what
much.
I
And
said was,
actually, that's actually wrong, right? Because some people actually do argue for legal murder, right? When it relates to abortion, I'm actually not joking. It is a view that some people even on TikTok take. Okay.
hey, I mean, this live alone is evidence that the world is twisted. I'm not saying that there are not,
Okay,
not
come on, get a grip on
twisted
reality, bro.
individuals.
If anything, it's
A
you,
grip
right? Or the
on
people that come up on my
reality?
live, not me.
Come on, man. You're talking about is being gay okay? I'm supposed to get a grip on reality?
Yeah, no, seriously, you're if anything, it needs to like change. You're saying that there's something wrong with reality because of this live. It's not because of me. It's because of the people that are coming up on my live, right? I'm gonna be totally fucking real. What about what I say, right, is wild or crazy or anything like that?
What's wild or crazy is that you're attempting to justify homosexuality, the behavior that
Yeah,
goes
what's
along
wrong
with
with two gay people who are adults consentfully engaging in intercourse?
it. It is deviant behavior. It deviates from the natural order. It is not right.
Appreciate the
It
crown. Thank you
shouldn't
so
happen.
much. Okay, again, you keep saying the natural order. I haven't gotten a
What?
clear answer from you on what that even means.
The design of the human
Yeah,
body.
how do we know that it's designed to protect? Is this God
Well,
or is
because
this
we're
like
not
natural?
morons, man. We're not idiots.
I know, I'm not an idiot, right? Can you please explain it to me then?
Man. Okay, I'll be
Yeah,
happy
man.
to. Yes, male and female, designed to complement one another, designed in order to procreate, designed in order to fulfill one another's needs.
How do you know that they're designed in this particular way?
Well,
Reproduction?
40 years on the planet's made it pretty clear. In fact, I can go and talk
Dude,
to my
that doesn't
customer.
that's not clarifying anything. You're just saying that you believe that.
Well, it's pretty clear, man. I'm not sure exactly what you
Dude, so
want.
give me a reason.
What
If
kind
it's
of
so clear,
empirical
give me the
evidence do you
reason.
need, man? I
Give
mean,
me the
honestly,
reason. Use your brain, right? If it's so clear, if you're so
use my
intelligent, use your
brain.
brain and tell me.
I don't know what sort of physiological or philosophical evidence you're looking for, man.
What are you saying, bro?
You're confused about the purpose of peepees and wee-wees. I don't know how deep of a
Yeah,
conversation
so
we
do
could
you think it's
possibly
only in the
have.
context of reproduction, right?
No.
No, okay. So people can engage in intercourse and it's not wrong if it doesn't lead to reproduction. So what is
Yeah, as
particularly
long as
wrong about two gay
yeah.
people engaging in intercourse? Appreciate that, mustache. Thank you so much. You keep saying natural order and you're not clarifying
Right.
what that means. You're just saying I have to like
You
somehow
know
understand
what
what
it
that
means.
means.
Everyone listening
No,
knows
we
what
don't.
it
We don't.
means.
That's why I'm asking you to clarify.
Yes, I already have.
No, you haven't. You just said, "Oh, I know what it
Male
means. I've been on here. I've
genitalia
been on
is
the earth for 40
designed.
years. I know what it means." That doesn't tell me anything. You know what that tells me? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Male genitalia is designed to interact with female genitalia and vice versa.
How do you
Your
know? How do you
butthole
know?
is
You keep
not
assuming that.
designed
How do
to
you know?
receive male genitalia.
How do
Final.
you know that they are
How
supposed to be
do I
together?
know?
Yes.
How do you not
Is it
know?
reproduction or what is it?
It's not reproduction.
Okay,
It's
if it's not reproduction, then
biology.
what is it?
It's biology. It is nature. You
Okay,
are
okay, so is
designed.
is oral sex okay?
Sure, go at it.
What about nature tells you that oral sex is okay?
Oy vey, my friend.
What
Come on, man.
what function tells
All
you that
these
it's like
straw
purposeful?
men, do all these straw men stand up with everyone?
I'm not strawmanning. What are
Yeah,
you
you
talking
are.
about?
Come on, you are.
You literally no. You answer that you accept that. So how is that a straw
Yeah,
man?
sure. I'm not sure how you're equating a man and a woman enjoying one another sexually with what you got going on here.
Okay, if two gay men engage in oral sex, how is that different from two straight, like a man and a woman engaging in oral sex? There's no distinction
Well,
other than the fact that one's a man.
the only distinction would be that sexual relations are designed to take place between a male and a female.
That's an
You see that
assumption. That's
clearly.
assumption. What's
It's not
different
an
with the
assumption.
action? No, no,
It's
no,
not an
because you're saying
assumption.
it doesn't abide by the natural order, right? I ask you what the natural order is. You say,
And
"Oh,
I've
it's
told you
clear.
now
Nature just
3
tells me,"
times.
right? And you're saying
I've
that nature
told you.
tells you that oral sex is okay in straight people. So why is oral sex not
I'm
okay in gay
telling you,
people?
biology does.
Okay, why does biology say that oral sex is okay in straight people but not in gay people?
Do you feel like uh, if the sexual intercourse was wrong, that the oral intercourse would be okay?
What? No, not necessarily.
No,
Right?
of
Like,
course not.
is two gay
Right?
people kissing wrong?
Oy vey. Yeah, it's personally pretty gross to me, but
Is it wrong?
I don't see any problem with it.
Oh,
You want
okay.
to
So, but like, if the sex is wrong, then why
kiss
wouldn't
my
that be
dad?
wrong?
Kiss my brother on the cheek. Not a big deal.
Okay, so like, okay, again, right? The idea is that I appreciate the crown. Thank you so much. If the intercourse is wrong, then why isn't that wrong? Right? That's what you just said.
It's about sexual relations, man. And biology makes it clear that it is not to be done between male and male, and therefore
No, what about
it's
biology
all
makes it
off
clear?
limits.
Please let me know.
I've already made it clear.
No, what about
I
biology?
don't
I
know
appreciate
how
the super dog.
graphic
Thank you
you
so
want me
much.
to get, man. Your
Well, I
body
don't.
is not designed
Apparently, I
to
don't know.
receive a
Apparently, the chat
penis.
doesn't know either. So, can you explain it?
Yeah, your body is not designed to receive a penis.
That's the assumption.
It's not the assumption, it's the
Why is it?
biological
Why is
fact.
it designed that way? How do you know?
How do I know? I have
Yeah.
my own body, pal.
Yeah, right. And many gay men tell us, right, that they have like a spot in their anus, right, that produces sexual pleasure when stimulated. So what was that made for?
Get the hell out of here, man.
But no, just tell me what that was made for.
Gosh, maybe it's so that it's pleasant when you're passing a large shit as opposed
Okay,
to.
then why doesn't
What
it
about
exist
that?
in women?
Women have a G spot, buddy.
Not in the asshole.
Okay, but dudes do?
Yeah.
Oh, they do? Or is this just
Yeah.
something people have told you?
No, it's something that you can search up on the internet, right? It's actually called the P spot.
Man, this is a sick life you're living, pal. This is messed up.
What do you mean
You
this
need
is
to
a
get
sick
out of it.
life?
It's sick. It is
What?
twisted. Anytime anything deviates this far away from the natural order, you just get closer
What do you mean
and
by the
closer.
natural order? It doesn't seem like, again, I'm asking you why does this function exist? Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much.
What
Just tell me
function is that?
that why does the function of the P spot, right, producing sexual pleasure when stimulated, why does that exist?
My guess is that it doesn't. Just because someone receives
literally does. I can
pleasure
show you
because they get
evidence.
poked in a particular spot doesn't mean that it was designed.
You can
to
ask
receive a
you can
penis.
ask gay people. You can ask gay people, right? They will literally tell you it does.
Man, it seems like you need to go back to like sixth grade biology and pay
Me?
attention.
Me? I did pay
Tell
attention
me,
in 6th grade biology.
tell me what comes
Did you
out
did
of a
wait, have you
woman's
even
vagina.
did you take biology in high school? Did you take biology in college?
Is there anything that exits a
Have you
woman's
taken
vagina
college level
outside of a
biology?
baby?
Have you taken college level biology?
Have you taken college level biology?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you left that class thinking it was probably natural for a man to penetrate another man with his penis.
Yes, it literally exists amongst hundreds of different species.
Yeah. Well, that is a failure of the education system, pal.
How?
It does not exist in other species. That is another
It
fallacy.
literally does hundreds of no, literally actually
It
over
absolutely
1,000
does
species. It does. I can send you a resource on that.
Buddy, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Literally look
You're
it up.
saying that one male animal rubs his penis on another male
Appreciate
animal.
the cat. Thank you so much. No, they literally engage in, like penguins, for example, engage in gay relationships where they actually adopt members of their own species. Rams, 10% of rams only will engage in sexual intercourse with other males. They will literally not engage in sexual intercourse for the life of them with a female ram. I mean, with a female of their species, right? They won't. So like,
Okay. Perhaps I'm wrong in this regard, but you know what? You're not a ram. You're not a penguin.
I actually
you
agree.
have
All right.
logic.
I don't think that just
You've been
because it
given
exists
a
in nature
brain.
means that we should do that. Right. But
You've
this
been
was your
blessed with
standard. You were,
intelligence.
wait. You were saying that we should go in accordance with the natural order. That was your argument,
right.
not mine. I don't
That's
think
right,
that
we
just
should.
because there is something in nature that means that we should engage in that. There are many things in
No.
nature that we should not
Yeah, there
engage
are
in.
many things in nature. I'm not talking about nature. I'm talking about the natural order, the design of your biological body. I'm not saying
So how do you
don't have
determine
these
what
desires.
function is a purposeful function?
What I'm saying is there is no function that is designed into the male body to receive a penis. That's final.
No, there literally is. There's an anus
No.
and there's sexual pleasure when stimulated
Bro,
inside the
your
anus.
is for passing waste from your body. That is
That's
what
not
it-
the only thing, apparently.
That's the only thing.
No, it's
Now,
not.
You may use it for a lot more.
Yeah, and
That's
your
not
mouth was
what-
only
that is-
created for food, right? For digestion, for air, right? It wasn't created for literally oral intercourse. It wasn't created for kissing.
Obviously,
You could
it
say the
was
same thing.
created for kissing.
Oh, okay. So how do you know?
Well, I would posit that the design of the lips is specific to kissing.
How do you know?
I don't. I'm
Well, the
positive.
design of the anus is specific for for anal intercourse.
Fuck, no, obviously it is for shitting.
Why not? And it fits perfectly
It
for a
has
lot of men.
purpose. It has a designed purpose. It's clear. It's obvious to newborns where the poo-poo comes out, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's obvious also where the food goes in, right? But that doesn't mean you should
Sure.
kiss there.
Well, like I said, I believe the lips are designed specifically for kissing.
No, they're literally designed for like speech, right? And like for eating and stuff.
Sure.
And designed, generally speaking, implies a mind. In this context, it's just something that happened to be the case, right? It's not something that was like intentfully put there.
It was intentfully put there.
No, it literally wasn't. Okay, so you're
literally
supposing
was.
a god.
I'm not supposing a God.
Okay, so then how do you know that it was intentful?
Because there is a God.
Oh, there you go, dude. Like what? You just said, "Oh, it's not a god." Oh, but it's a god.
No,
I appreciate
said
the
I
handout.
wasn't
Thank you so much.
No, I said I wasn't supposing.
You are supposing a god.
No, there is a God.
He literally just said it. Like, chat, come on. I just can't. I can't even make this shit up anymore. Right?
Yeah, we're designed, and there is a
Yeah, by
specific
God. So how do you know
design.
that God exists in order to say that it's designed in this particular manner?
Man, are now are you a proof God is real? Which
Yeah,
one are we doing today?
you know how long I've been doing that debate? Yeah. Yeah, so can you justify to me that your God exists? Yeah.
Sure, your existence here today, the fact that you're drawing breath, that you have intelligence,
That's compatible
that
with
you're able to
naturalism.
speak.
Appreciate the cap. Thank
The
you so much.
fact-
Like,
the fact that
there could be
you
natural
exist.
explanations that lead to my existence. I appreciate the hat
But
mustache.
there
Thank
are
you so
none.
much. No, there are.
But
There
there
literally
are
are. Naturalism.
there
Do you
are
know what
none.
naturalism is?
Not any that hold water.
Appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much. Well, I mean, it holds more water than contradictory explanations, right? Are
On
you a
the
Christian?
contrary,
I appreciate the cap.
well,
Thank
a
you.
contradictory explanation, sure, I suppose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Are you a Christian?
Yep.
Okay. Do you think that God is perfect?
Absolutely.
Okay. Given a perfect test taker, what do you expect to see? Appreciate that mustache. Thank
Perfection.
you. Like perfect test scores. Given a perfect free throw shooter, what do you expect to see?
Perfection.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 free throws. Given a perfect creator, what do you expect to see?
Perfection.
Okay. Do you think human beings are perfect?
We were.
Thank you for the angel. I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Okay, so human beings are created by God. They're not perfect. Given a perfect creator, we expect to see a perfect
were
creation.
created
Therefore,
perfect.
given that we're imperfect, we do not expect to see a perfect creator.
They were made perfect, and they were given free will. They used that will to disobey, and there were consequences.
Okay, the disobeying in of itself is a flaw, right? Because disobeying was a sin, right? Which is something that's a flaw under God's view, right? So they were created flawed because then if they were created flawless, they would have never been able to sin there, even given that they have free will. In the same sort
Free
of way
will
that
is
God,
not
hold up, hold up,
flawed.
hold up.
They
In the same
had
sort of
free
way
will.
that God has free will and never does the evil thing, never does the wrong thing. Hence he's perfect. I mean, because the idea he's perfect, right?
Right.
Hence perfection.
Correct.
Yeah, so like again, in that scenario, you responding with, oh, they have free will doesn't actually respond to me at all, right? We would still expect to see that they would do the perfect things and that they would never succumb to temptation, to corruption,
Oh,
the same
I
way that
understand.
God never
I
succumbs to
understand.
temptation and never succumbs to
I
corruption,
got you.
given the fact that even the devil is tempting them.
You're under the impression that Christians believe God designed robots. We're not robots.
No, they have free will, right? Because God
Right.
has free will and God is able to do the perfect thing.
And he did. And he created mankind perfectly. Man and woman, he created them.
Apparently he didn't.
Well, clearly he did.
No, he
And
didn't create them
created
perfectly
free
because
will.
if he did create them perfectly, then they would have never done the wrong thing.
You have a skewed understanding of what perfection
No, that's exactly what it means, right? Because doing the wrong thing is a flaw under God's view. Perfect means flawless, right? Clearly speaking, they wouldn't be able to engage in a flaw if they are flawless. That's a contradiction.
Can you take a perfect thing and make it imperfect?
I don't think that you can.
You
Right?
don't
In
think
terms of
you don't think
in terms of like an agent, right? Because if I was a perfect agent, if I was flawless, that would mean that I have no ability to be succumb to temptation, right? Because that in of itself would be a flaw.
No. On the contrary, you can have a perfect item, let's say a beautiful, perfect painting,
Appreciate the confetti. Thank you so much.
and the designer of the painting,
Appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much.
someone else comes along and damages it. It's no longer perfect. It's no longer the way that it was designed.
No, it wasn't
In this
flawless.
particular case,
No, it wasn't flawless. You're equivocating between the usages of flawless. So what you mean by flawless in this sense is in terms of the way that it was perceived, right? That is a different sense of flawless than a characteristic set that you would have, because the characteristic set that you would have does not change given the fact that you just like put some water over it, right? But the characteristics of the image would change given that, right? Because art in of
Right.
itself, right, is based upon
That's
subjective
interesting.
notions, where these characteristics are built upon objective notions. I appreciate that the mic check. Thank you so much. In terms
It's
of it
interesting that
stands
you-
independently true. So like the characteristics you have stands independently true, right? The art, whether or not that's perfect or flawless, that stands dependently true. Okay? You could still consider it to be flawless even though there's something over top of it.
Yeah, sure. You can consider it that way, but is it or is it not?
Under my view, it would not be flawless, right?
Okay.
Because it wasn't flawless to begin with.
Okay, well, the creator of the painting may disagree with you. In this particular case,
Yeah, but in the creator also already tells us that sins are flaws, right? So we already know that, right? If we already know that sins are flaws, right, then we know that we should not expect to see sin in the creation because the creation is expected to be flawless. Okay, that was the expectation. Again, perfect test taker, perfect test scores. Perfect free throw shooter, perfect amount of free throws made. Perfect creator, perfect creation. Okay, we don't exist in a perfect creation, therefore we don't have a
No, we
perfect
don't.
creator.
Because creation was perfect, it was set correctly. It even says so. God saw all, it was good. Mankind had free will. Now, he gave them free will. He gave them the opportunity to choose between obeying and loving or not, because he was not interested in having automatons. He designed man to love him and for him to love. And he gave man the choice, because love without a choice is not love.
Okay, so
Love
think about it
demands
this way,
a
right?
choice.
If I were to ask you right now, do I have the ability to do the right thing, right? Do you think that that's possible?
No.
I don't have the ability to do the right thing.
Well, it depends on what level you're talking
So I
about.
don't have free will.
It depends on the level of right thing you're talking about.
If I have free will, it means it's possible for me to do the right thing, correct?
What are we talking about? The right thing? Like putting
Yeah,
your
like the
blinker
good thing
on
in
before
accordance
you
with God,
turn?
not my good thing. I'm talking about God, right? For me to not sin.
No, it's not within your ability to not sin.
No, so I don't have free will.
Yeah, you have free will.
Okay,
And
so
it
I do
has
have
been
the ability
exercised.
I do have the ability to do the right thing.
The fact of the matter is, let's say.
So I don't have the ability to do the right thing, but I have free will. That makes total sense.
Yeah, understand. Let's say, for instance, you have cancer, okay? And your cancer was brought on by poor eating, poor habits, that sort of thing. But you're going to exercise your free will and you're going to put away your bad habits and you're going to start eating right and exercising and be healthy from here on out. Well, that's wonderful. That's doing the right thing. You're exercising your free will. You're now moving in the right direction. The cancer's still eating you. You're still dying. That's the situation you're in and all mankind is in. And this is why we so desperately need a redeemer, someone who can pay the penalty for our sin so that we can be redeemed or bought back, purchased back from this fallen state we find ourselves in. This is the reason for Jesus Christ.
I understand your views of salvation. I'm not convinced by your views of salvation, right? I don't think that they are accurate because I think there are contradictory notions within your belief system, okay? Whether it be the problem of evil that I could relate to, whether it be the fact that I just brought up the perfection argument. I can bring up simplicity-based arguments in terms of the assumptions that we would have, right? I can give you many reasons to reject this, let alone the idea that you'd have to justify this belief here in the first place.
I don't need to justify any of my
You
beliefs.
do, you do, right? Like, I mean, if I say that the earth is flat, do I need to justify that claim?
Not to me.
No? So that's completely fine for me to hold that view.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, completely. Is it justified?
If you have the evidence and you feel
Without
good about it,
evidence. Without evidence.
you can hold whatever belief you want. Whenever evidence is stacked up against you, you're going to have to answer for it. You know,
Okay, that's exactly what you have to deal with. So you just have to stack up with the fact that there's contradictions, right? And that's the issue. Okay.
I don't see any contradiction. I just dealt with your perfection issue.
You didn't deal with it, right? You did.
Sure
what
I
are you
did.
talking about, bro?
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, you're trying to act like you just dealt with like the perfection
I
argument.
did.
You did not. No,
I
you didn't.
absolutely did, because part of perfection in humankind is free will. And then humankind...
Again, I already dismantled that, right? Like, what did I say? What did I say in response to that?
That if your free will allowed you to choose the wrong way, then that you must not have been created perfect?
Yeah, and want to know why? Because that would be saying
That's
that you can
not free
engage in a
will then,
flaw. No, hold, listen.
Either it's free will or
No, hold
it's
up.
not.
Listen. That's saying that you can see you can have free will and not be able to do contradictions. I have free will and I can't just like grow wings out of my back and fly into the air. That doesn't mean I don't have free will. right? It means I can't do something that's logically impossible. In the same sort of way that if
Sure.
there's something bad and you're perfect, you can't do something logically impossible. So you can't engage in a flaw given the fact that you're flawless, okay? So you still have free will, you just can't engage in a logical contradiction.
Okay. Well, engaging your free will to disobey what you know to be right is not a logical contradiction.
No, it literally is, because you're
You have the
flawless
free will.
and you're saying that they can engage into a flaw, which is not possible.
What I'm saying is that the flawless can be flawed. This idea that it is absolutely
That's literally
impossible
contradictory.
for the perfect
That makes no
to
sense.
fail.
The flawless can
No,
be
it
flawed.
does make
What the hell
sense.
does that mean? Please tell me what that means.
Sure, you mow your yard, it looks perfect. You come out a week later, it needs to be mowed again. The flawless became flawed.
That was not
happens. We see it
flawless
happen
prior.
all throughout
It literally
history.
wasn't flawless.
Okay, well, that's your argument. Your argument is there is no such thing as flawlessness. There is no such
In that
thing
sense,
as
there wouldn't be. Yeah, there wouldn't be. Yeah.
in any sense, according to you, man. There is no perfection. There is no flawlessness. All is fallen. All is chaos.
No,
Right?
I mean, yeah, no. There is perfection. There is
Where?
the ability to be perfect.
Where is
right?
it?
No, there's an
So you're
ability,
saying the
right? I'm saying
flaws
that I'm
can
saying that there's an
become perfect.
ability. Hold up, I'm saying there's an ability. What does that mean? It means that there's nothing that's saying. I just got a 10% battery thing. There's nothing saying that there's a contradiction with that notion, right? But like here, let me clarify, right? God is free will, right?
God is free will? No, God is love.
No, God has free will, right?
God has free will? Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, can God do evil?
Can God do evil? I would say the very presence and the fact that God exists demands evil.
Right now, one second. I couldn't hear you. Sorry, what'd you say?
I would say the fact that God exists, that pure, all good exists, demands evil.
It demands evil?
In the same way that the creation of light demanded darkness.
No, let me clarify then, right? So like God existed prior to creation, right?
Yep.
Okay. When God existed alone, was there evil?
Well, we really don't know at what point pride was found in Lucifer and sin was found.
No. Prior to all creation, even Lucifer. Okay.
So, okay, you're saying when only
God existed alone, was there evil?
No.
So the very existence of goodness does not entail evil. You just said it
Well,
yourself.
in a creationary state, it certainly
Appreciate it.
does.
Thank you so much. It doesn't have to be. No. The only thing setting that to be the case is God himself.
I'm sorry?
The only thing setting it that way is God himself. That's the issue there.
No, in the same way that
By the way, I don't want to stick on this for
is
very
good.
long. I just want to address this, and then we can go on to like the next point or something. But
Okay. Well, whenever you shine a light into a room and it only covers some of the area, okay, you're not responsible for the fact that the rest of the room is dark. You're responsible for the part of the room that's lit up. The darkness is a result of the fact that this part is light, that part is not. So it's sort of a yin and yang thing. It's a
no,
balance.
if I turn on the light, if I have the ability to turn on light in all of the room,
Uh-huh.
right, but I only turn it on for a portion, right, then yeah, I am responsible, right, because I had the ability to do otherwise and I didn't, right? So like I don't know what
you
you're
can
talking
turn it
about
on
there.
for the whole room. For the whole room.
I also
you can turn it on.
don't see that to be relevant, right? As again, the notion of darkness is not entailed given that there's good, right, or light here. I appreciate the meteor shower. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate it. And that is because
I'm not
God
saying-
existed. Hold up. That is because God, the light, existed alone, right? And there wasn't darkness. There wasn't evil. Okay. So if there wasn't evil within that sense, then the existence of good and the existence of light does not entail the existence of darkness or the existence of evil in this scenario.
There was darkness. There was darkness until the entrance.
So there was evil.
We see that.
So there was evil.
Well, there was darkness. We know that. Apart from the light, there was
No,
darkness.
so that means that there was evil. So evil existed when there was only God. So God can't possibly be all good because the
said
only thing that
darkness.
existed
I
was
didn't
God,
say
and there was
evil.
something that was evil.
I said darkness. I didn't say evil. There was
What is
darkness
dark?
prior
But
to
your
the light.
darkness was supposed to correlate to evil in this sense.
Listen, man, we can, once again, we can use physics here, okay? Darkness is only the absence of light, right? Cold is the absence of heat. Evil is the absence of good.
By the way, you
You
don't
don't
have to. It
blame the
doesn't have
light,
to operate that way, right? That's
but it
not how it has
does.
to
Maybe it
operate.
doesn't have to. Maybe in some alternate
Okay, if you're saying
universe
that
it
it
doesn't
does
have to.
operate that way, then it's going to tell us that there's
It does.
evil when God exists alone. And if there's evil when God exists alone, that means that God is not all good. So you're either committed to saying
Well,
that
he
God
is
is
all
not all
good.
good,
There
or
wasn't,
wait, hold
I'm
up. You're
not
either
saying
committed,
he
hold up,
isn't
hold up, hold
evil.
up, hold up. You're either committed to saying that God is not all good, or you literally have to just or say that evil exists or evil does not exist prior to the notion of creation, which would then say that just because there's good doesn't mean there has to be evil.
No, I said the absence of good results in evil. The evil is the absence of good. Okay. And what we have here is a free will system where man exercised his free will. And in doing so, he separated himself from the goodness of God. Once separated from goodness, there's only one thing left to be around. That's evil. That's what we see around our whole world. That's where we see it everywhere. That's why we see it. The repercussions of our own free will.
What you didn't understand is that here, let me clarify this, right? I have the ability to do good today, right?
I want to make it really clear. I'm not looking anything up. I'm not reading anything.
I have the ability to do
I'm
good,
just
right?
talking to you. You have the ability to do good?
Yeah.
No. None are good. No, not one.
So I don't have the ability. So I don't have free will.
You can do nice things. You can try.
No. Can I do good? Right. I have free will. That means I can do good. I can do evil. Right.
It depends on what level you're talking about, man. Can you feed a hungry person? Is that good? Yeah, you can do that. Can you kill a homeless person? That evil? Yeah, you can do that.
Can I
You have
refrain
that
from doing
free will.
bad today? Let's ask this question.
Let's say that you just sat in a dark closet all day and you never talked to anyone and never touched anything, and then you walked out at the end of the day. Did you refrain from doing evil? Sure, but it doesn't change the fact that you are evil.
If I ask you that question every single day, right, of can I not do evil today, right, is the answer going to be yes or no?
Yeah, you can avoid
I
doing
can.
evil.
So
It's not
there's
going to
some
change the fact
level
that
of
you are evil.
probability in which every single person on the planet could avoid evil at all times. Okay? There's some level
They
of
could. They
probability.
can't avoid it
So
at
when
all
God is
times
all
because
knowing and all
everything's there.
powerful, hold up. If God is all knowing and all powerful, God sees an infinite set of worlds that could have existed. The world where I, instead of drinking cactus cooler today, drank a Dr. Pepper, okay? Or a world instead of me drinking water today, right? I drank sparkling ice, right?
Are we trying to
Instead,
understand
right? The
God
idea
with the
is that
Marvel
there's an
lens of
infinite set of
understanding?
worlds that are alternative to the one that exists here, and God could
Nah,
have
there's
picked
just the
those
one.
worlds, right? So if there's at least
There's just the
one
one.
world from the infinite set of worlds, right, that is
There's
going
not
to
an
be the
infinite set of worlds. There's just the one. This ain't Marvel.
no, I'm saying
There's
infinite
just
set
the
of
one.
possible worlds, things that could have been the case. And God's all knowing, so God knows about all of these different worlds that could have existed.
I'm not following your argument,
If
man.
there's free will, there are different things we could have done.
Sure.
God
There are
knows about
different
those
things we could have done.
God knows about those different things that we could have done.
Okay.
Okay, if I did something differently than what I did in the reality we exist in today, that would be considered a different possible world that could have occurred. Okay? I'm telling you that God sees all those possible worlds. And prior to creation, right, God saw the world in which every single human being on planet Earth avoided sin, never engaged in sin, only did good, right, with
How
their
do you
free
know
will.
how do you
With
know
their
that
free
was a
will. So it was
possibility?
ultimately determined by the human beings that existed, right? Just God identifies that this world is possible, right? And then causes that world into existence, right? And then they engage in free will based upon that.
Okay, if we're going to use your argument, then how do we know that that world was a possibility? And how do we know that this one isn't the very best of the options?
So if you're saying that this is the very best, then you're making the claim that sin is necessary, logically speaking, like logically necessary. So you'd have to make an argument that every other
Not
possible
logically
world
necessary.
is logically contradictory, okay? Which is an
No, not
extraordinary
logically
burden to
necessary.
fill, and I
Just
don't think you have the
with
ability to do that.
with your argument is what I'm saying that all these other possible worlds where God could have created mankind, what I'm saying is, according to your argument, what if there was no possibility, there was no time, no design where man did not exercise his free will to disobey God? And this is the best possibility. This is the one where he reveals himself as
it would have
the
to be
loving,
logically
redeeming
necessary.
God.
It would have to be logically necessary. So you have to make the argument that it's contradictory for me to not sin, which would entail that I don't have free will.
No,
That's
what I'm
exactly my
saying
point.
is that you are a sinner, whether you sin or not. It was passed down to you. It is in your DNA. You are fallen. You are fallen. Your forebears failed you and me. They made the choice. Adam and Eve, they failed. They turned away. And we all spring forth from their loins because, of course, they were taking part in heterosexual activity. Thank goodness, none of us would be here.
Okay, so like I feel like we're not really engaging with the point at this point. Is there anything else you'd like to go over or talk about?
No, I think I've made it quite clear. Being gay is wrong and God is real.
No, I don't think you have, right? You haven't responded to the contradictions that we've outlined. I've given you pretty good accounts for it, right? And the
I don't think
responses
so.
that you've given to me indicate that you don't have free will, one. Two, that God is
I have
not
free
all
will.
good, right?
You
Three,
have free will.
that a perfect creator led to an imperfect creation, which you said that the expectation for a perfect creator is a perfect creation. The expectation for a perfect test taker is perfect test scores. The expectation for a perfect free throw shooter
Right.
is
It was
perfect
a
amount of free
perfect
throws
creation.
made.
It was a perfect creation.
No, it wasn't, right? Because again, we already went over the idea that if it was perfect in the same way that Jesus was perfect, then it would have been the case that they would have never sinned, as that would yield a contradiction. As if they are flawless, they cannot
Jesus
engage
was
in a flaw.
perfect,
The same
and
sort of way that
Jesus
when
was
my
perfect,
nature indicates as a
and
human being, I don't have the ability to spurt wings out of my back and fly into the air. That doesn't mean that I don't have
right,
free will, because I can't do something that's logically impossible given my
right.
physical appearance, given my physical stature, right?
Well,
Okay.
due to your free will, it is logically possible for you to disobey God. Even Jesus, who was
Is it
indeed
is it
created
logically
perfect,
possible
was
for me to grow wings and fly into the air?
nope.
No. Okay. Do I still have free will?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have free will, but that does not mean I can do logically impossible things. Okay, so if
Well,
you
what I'm
tell me
telling you
that
is
someone who's
that it
perfect
is
can do
logically
something, wait, if you
possible.
tell me that someone who's perfect, someone who's flawless can do something that's flawed, that would be contradictory and that would be wrong. They can still have free will, right, and still not be able to do what's flawed in this sense, because that's logically contradictory. We've already gone over
Well,
this.
what I'm telling you
We're
is
getting
that
circular at
your
this point. Is there anything?
perception of
Is
perfection is wrong. Your perception of perfection is
no, it's
incorrect.
not. It's from the Bible, right?
Yes,
You
it
can look at
absolutely
Psalms
is. In
18.
fact, we have evidence that you're wrong because the perfect man was designed with free will, which included the logical choice to disobey. That was perfection. Jesus was created perfect, and Satan tempted him to sin against God, which he resisted, which Adam did not. Adam did not. Jesus did, and remained perfect, and is perfect forever.
Yeah, so
Adam did not. And
2
we are
Samuel
his seed.
22:31. As for God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in him, right? So it's referring to perfect within the sense of being
Amen.
flawless, okay? So if perfect is
Amen.
referred to in the sense of flawless, and we know that sin is equivalent to flaw, right? Then we obviously know what to expect of what would be flawed and what would be flawless given the context of sin or not sin, okay? So I've already gone over this. I've already established this. We've already gone over this. I don't think we're going to get anything out from this, but is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just that your presumption of perfection is incorrect.
No, it's
That
not. It's
free
literally from the
will
Bible.
is a portion of perfection. Otherwise, you're designing a robot. God didn't design us as robots. We
Oh
have
my God,
free will.
I already went over the entailments of this again, right? God has free will, right? God is perfect,
Right.
right? God can never succumb to temptation. God is never going to sin, right? Even though he has free will. So that's, I don't know what you're saying, but appreciate you coming on, man.
Well, obviously, he had the logical possibility to sin because he was tempted to do so in the body of Jesus Christ and didn't.
Yeah, and even then, right? He didn't do it, right? That's the point. But appreciate you coming on, man.
That's right. He didn't do it. I appreciate it, man. It was good talking to you.
Thank you so
Stop
much,
being
man.
gay, man.
I'm not gay.
I know you have those feelings. Good. Thank God. We all
What the
have
fuck
these
is wrong with
feelings and
you,
these.
dude? No, no. I think that you have a warped mind where you think that these things are wrong with absolutely no justification. They're
On
contradictions
the
within your
contrary,
worldview,
all
and yet
of
you look at
biology
everyone
and
else
medicine
as like
makes
they're
it clear
engaging in
that it's
something
wrong.
wrong, or they have got like some
It
sort
is
of demons in their
obvious
mind or something
to
like this.
the
This is
most
exactly
uneducated
why.
mind that it's wrong.
Hmm?
It is clear to small children that it's wrong. Little boys know they're for little
No, they're
girls. Little girls
socialized to
know
believe that
they're
by
for little
society
boys.
around them. It's not wrong to
That's
people who are
baloney.
just necessarily
Now
like
you're thinking
growing up
nurture
in a
instead of
society
nature.
and they're not told that it's
Nature.
not wrong, right? I had nothing about me that told me that it was wrong,
You never
right?
seen the Blue
Other than
Lagoon, then?
socialization throughout society. That's it. That's the only thing that could reference it. If you
That's
actually just
baloney. Socialization? Socialization
socialization,
is what
yes.
really. You
Yes.
think it took socialization for a man
Yeah.
to figure out that he wanted a woman and that
No, no,
woman
I
was the
think it
one
took
for him?
socialization to say that being gay is wrong, to discriminate against gay people, to look at gay people as somehow inferior to people who are straight, right? As somehow they're doing something wrong when straight people are doing things that are right, right? There's nothing wrong with two adult consenting, right? Individuals engaging in intercourse, gay intercourse. The same way there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
two adult
it is wrong.
individuals engaging in intercourse if they're straight, right? Nothing wrong.
You
Okay.
shouldn't
You think it's
compare the
wrong because of
two.
an
They're
unjustified
not
book that you believe
comparable.
in from 2,000 years ago.
It has nothing to do with the book. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with biology and nature. You need
It
to
literally
stop
doesn't, right?
comparing
Because the nature
homosexual
that you
behavior
believe
with
in it relates
heterosexual.
to design, right? The design is relating to the God. How do you determine what the God's nature is? Because of the Bible, right? So your entire belief here that relates to being gay is wrong is dependent upon a faith that you have in a book from 2,000 years ago that has no justification.
You turned this argument toward God. All I used was nature and biology, the natural order and biology.
No, your grounding of
You turned it toward
natural
God and you
order
asked me if I
was
were a
God.
Christian.
No, your grounding of natural order was design and was from God. That was the whole
My
basis of why
grounding
we
of
went into that
natural order is
conversation.
based on my life and my observations of the world around me. Being a man for over 40 years, the education I've received in the world, that is what has made it clear that homosexuality, at least the behavior, okay? I understand the tendencies, I understand the feelings, I get that. We're all torn, we're all fallen, we all desire the wrong things. It is within us, though, as you stated clearly, to resist those evil thoughts and those evil temptations. And we
It's not
should.
evil to engage in gay intercourse or to have
Yes, it
attraction
is.
towards the same sex. There's nothing evil
It
about
is.
that. No,
I'm
it's
not
not.
saying that it's evil to have an attraction, okay, because thoughts are going to come into our heads. What
No,
is evil is
you
whenever
are
we
saying that those
entertain
are
those
evil
thoughts.
thoughts that you should not act upon, right?
What I'm saying is we should not entertain them and give birth to sin by doing those thoughts.
Yeah, but
We
your whole
all think
notion
about
of
harming
that's
people.
exactly
We
wait,
get
that
angry.
there it is. You said I made the conversation about God, but your whole point here is that it's relating to sin, that it's relating to going against design, that it's the natural order that you reference isn't actually a natural order, it's an order by God, right? So this whole idea that it's natural, right, is
It's a
actually
natural
it's an
biological
obfuscation,
order.
right? Because it's just God's order. It's not natural order, it's God's order.
It is a natural biological order that is obvious to anyone willing to see
No,
it.
it's not natural. That's God's order,
But
right?
those with a
That's literally God's
deviant
order.
bent who want things that are not natural, of course, are going to skew their view of the obvious world to fit their desires.
I
This
don't
is what
have
we
a
see.
desire to engage in gay intercourse. What are you talking about, bro?
Somebody out there does. You
I
have a
don't.
desire to
Right. So what? Wait.
justify
Why
it.
am I on here arguing, right, in support of gay people, right? If it is the case that I'm not gay, then
Well, my guess is you're doing it out of some desire to fight for what you think is good.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Right,
There we
but you're wrong
go.
about
Oh
what
my God.
it's
No
not
way. So that has nothing to do with me trying to justify my own desires. I appreciate the little crowd. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Has everything to do with the fact
Sure.
that I think it's right. I think there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
right.
with what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're wrong about that. But what I'm saying, but we've seen that all
I'm
throughout
literally
history.
not, right?
People have
There's
fought very
contradictions in your
hard.
worldview.
There are contradictions in your refusal to acknowledge
Give me
the
one.
biological natural order.
Give me one.
I've given you 10.
No, you
I
haven't.
don't need
You,
to
give
give
me
you
give me
another
the
one.
contradiction. Lay it out in front
Yes,
of me.
I have.
Give me the P and not P, the A and not A. I'd love to see the contradiction right in front of me.
Regarding what?
Regarding anything that I've said in this conversation, give me one contradiction.
Forgive me. You have spent this entire conversation challenging me on my beliefs. I'm not sure that you've made any declarations that would have the opportunity to be contradicted outside of the idea that homosexual behavior is good. When it produces nothing, the natural order refuses it. Biology says it's not designed for that. That's it. The contradictions are everywhere.
So I'm not hearing a contradiction. Thank you for the corgi. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Right? There's no contradiction.
The contradiction
so, like,
is
your response to me
the
was that, like,
natural
oh,
order
you've contradicted
biology.
yourself. That was false.
The contradiction is that biology and the natural order say homosexual behavior is wrong. Therefore, we can work backwards and say the feelings are wrong, the thoughts are wrong, and we should resist them, and we should work.
Wait, actually, no, you can't, right? Because the Bible doesn't have any basis for like saying that the thoughts are wrong,
I
right?
didn't say anything about the Bible.
Well, I mean, you believe in the Bible, right? That's where you're going to get your morality from.
I sure do.
If you're
Absolutely.
talking about morality, you're inherently going to be appealing to the Bible, at least in some sense, because you're
Well, I
Christian.
do have a source for morality. Yeah, I have a source for morality.
Yeah, I don't think it's a legitimate source. I think it's an unjustified source, right? I think that
Hey, at least
Christianity
it's
is
a
just as
source.
justified as a moral authority, right?
What's
as
your
Christianity.
What's yours?
It's going to be my own preferences.
Okay, well, you're going to bash mine, and yours
Yeah.
is based on your own preferences. I mean,
Yeah,
Hitler
and I'll
had
give
his own
reason for my
preferences,
preferences. Bash it, go for it, try it.
right? Hey,
Give
Hitler
me
had
any
reasons
critique.
for his own preferences, didn't he?
What's up?
Don't the most wicked men in the world who have killed people wholesale, didn't they have their morality based on their own personal preferences?
I think they had unjustified premises for like them engaging in those particular behaviors, right?
That's
Very
how you
clearly
feel.
speaking. Yeah,
That's
that's
how
going to
you
be my
feel.
view.
Right. That's your view.
Yeah, we all have different views, right? I think their view is clearly
Yeah, I
wrong,
don't
right? I
have
can
a
give
view.
reasons as to why I think that their view is wrong, right? That would be my stance, right? From your view, you just feel like your view is right. That's going to be your preferences. You have no different
Well,
position from
My
the
view's not
atheist.
based on feelings. That's
Yes,
the
it is.
difference.
It literally
No, it
is.
isn't. No,
It
it's
unironically
not.
is, because morality is feelings. Morality is emotion. Morality is based on empathy and rationality, right? The whole basis of morality is the fact that we care about
Yours
other
is.
individuals. What does it
Yours
mean to
is.
say? Wait, what does it mean to say that like when you're saying something is immoral, that you don't care about it? That wouldn't make any sense, right? Like if I don't care about it, then it would mean that it's not. Then it would still be wrong. Like that doesn't make any sense, right?
Because
Just
something, whether I care about something is not the determining factor as to whether it is wrong or right.
that
good or
literally
bad.
is, right? Like what does it mean
No,
to
it
say that
really
something is
is
wrong or
not.
right, independent of what I care about?
Listen, you just said the most important thing. Your morality is based on your feelings. Mine is not. My morality,
It literally
I
is,
have,
though.
but it literally isn't. I
But
have
you
surrendered.
feel like Jesus is God, and that's why you follow it.
I've surrendered to a higher authority and allow that authority to determine what is good and what is bad in my heart and in my mind. Do my feelings always jive with what is right and wrong according to my authority? No, they don't. Sometimes I very strongly feel like doing the bad thing. Sometimes I do the bad thing. It's still bad. No matter how good I felt about it, it doesn't change that it was bad. It doesn't even change if I loved while I did it. It's still bad.
Yeah,
Still
I know,
wrong.
and that would be my view on it, right? But the thing is, right? What I'm
But you
saying
said
is
your
that
morals were based on feelings. If you
yeah,
feel
they're
good
they're
about
based upon my intuitions about it, right? But it's not just like in a sense that like if someone who's bad, right, does something that they feel good about, that justifies them believing that. What I'm saying is that ultimately speaking, when we talk about what we care about, what we think is right and what we think is wrong, that's going to fundamentally go back to the idea of when I hear about this happening, when I see this event occurring, I get this type of feeling from it, right? I perceive, some people say, this fact that it's wrong, right? I'd say I perceive my emotions about it, right, to indicate that this is something that is discomforting to me, right? Something that is wrong here, okay? That's the type of
it.
intuitions that we're referencing. Right. So the same thing is true under your view as my view. Some people under your view call it the Holy Spirit. Under my view, it's moral intuitions that are completely naturalistically determined through empathy and rationality, right? And socialization, right?
Okay.
That's exactly where we get these types of feelings of discomfort from.
Okay, you've already admitted that the creation is not perfect and mankind is not perfect. We are flawed individuals. Therefore, to base your morality on your own inner feelings and your intuitions, obviously your morality is flawed. I look to a
Give me a
higher
flaw in my
power.
morality.
I don't have to. You have already done it. You said
No, you
you are
said it's
flawed.
flawed. Make the claim.
You
Give me
said
the
you are
flaw.
flawed. If you are flawed, your morality must be
No,
flawed.
not necessarily.
Oh, so the perfect can come
If
out of
if
the
I am
imperfect.
flawed in one sense, like I can be flawed in the sense of I'm not like a flawless basketball shooter, but think of the cap I appreciate. But I could be a flawless debater at the same time, right? They'd just be relative to the different scenarios. So I don't know what you're talking about because you're in that sense you're relating to an overall sense of flawless.
Well,
Appreciate the hand mustache. Thank you.
let's say that you can have attributes about you that are absolutely perfect, despite the fact that you are
Appreciate the duck.
flawed.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, since there is, according to you, no moral objective, it's all based on these intuitions and feelings, even if by some chance, out of your
Yeah, it's God's
flawed
feeling under
being,
your view.
no, out
It
of your
literally is.
flawed being, you have brought forth a perfect moral code. How could anybody know?
No, I'd asked you to give me a flaw. Appreciate the corky. Thank you so much because you said it was
You,
flawed.
you
Right,
are
I'm
the
asking
flaw,
you.
and it springs forth from you. You've already
Can you
said that
can you just tell me what flaw within my morality exists?
well, you think that being gay is okay. There's one.
I mean, I don't. That's not a flaw, right? Your basis for saying that's a flaw is an unjustified religion, right? That's the idea. We've already gone over. I've given you the argument that related to perfection. That's one of the easiest contradictions you can see, as like that outlines it,
Yeah, I
right?
destroyed that.
You
And what
didn't.
I'm saying is if you
Dude,
say
that's actually like so fucking wild that you
you're
actually
the
think
one,
that you
you're saying
destroyed
the
that. Like
same
it's
thing.
actually ridiculous, dude. Like I literally like
It is ridiculous.
if you did destroy it, fuck, dude. I want to be able to believe in like some sort of fairy tale land when I die. I appreciate the hand mustache. Thank you so much. I want to believe in that. I want there to be a heaven.
That won't do
I want
you
my
any
entire
good, man.
family to
Don't
live for the
believe
rest
in
of
fairy
eternity.
tale
Tell
land.
me how you can fucking destroy these arguments because I want to be able to rationalize it.
I've already said. I've already said your idea of perfection is incorrect. Perfect man has
It's
free
literally from the
will to
Bible, dude.
do as he chooses.
Oh my God, he's just gonna make the
You're
same argument, dude. Yo,
the
bro,
quote
we've
that
already
you
gone over
gave
this.
was
You're just gonna say the same thing, dude.
yeah,
I
and you're going to say
literally
the same thing,
no,
aren't you?
because I actually gave you a response to this already, and you didn't respond. Because again,
Yeah, you read
Jesus
from the
is per.
Bible.
Wait, I'm gonna say it one more time, and if you don't engage with it, I'm just gonna go on to the next person because I don't see anything coming from this. This is complete circular at this point, right? Jesus is flawless, right?
You reading the Bible now?
I can give you multiple different verses that say that in the Bible.
Jesus
Do you
is
agree?
without sin.
Jesus is flawless, right?
He has holes in his hands and his feet. I don't know
Can
if
you
you
answer my damn
consider that a
question? If you don't answer
flaw.
my question, and the next time I ask it, I'm gonna go on to the next person. Okay, is Jesus flawless?
He is without sin and perfect. Is that close enough to flawless for you?
Yeah, perfect is flawless. Appreciate the head mustache. Thank you so much. You want me to show you where? I
He
just
does
told
have,
you.
like I said, he does have
2
holes in
Samuel
his
22
hands.
30.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the verse,
Okay, right.
mostly
Again,
because you
it
read it
defines
already.
perfection as flawless, right?
It defines God. No, it doesn't define perfection. It defines
It
God.
does. It
Let
does.
me
I'll
ask
tell
you
you
this
again.
real quick. Was Adam God?
2 Samuel 22:31, right? As for
Uh-huh.
God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless, right?
Uh-huh.
That is referencing the
Amen.
perfection, right? Because perfect is relating to the notion of flawless there.
That's
That's
right.
literally the implication, okay? If
Uh-huh.
that is the implication, clearly speaking, that tells us perfection is flawless, right? I know what perfection is. My notion of perfection is not based upon my own idea of perfection, right? Because I don't care about sins that are listed in the Bible, necessarily speaking, okay? There are some sins in the Bible I don't give a fuck about. If someone lies about I don't know, a fucking cookie jar in a
It's
room,
okay. We've
I don't
already
think it's
determined your
wrong,
morality
right?
is based on what you feel. So I understand. You don't have to explain. Yeah, you only care if you care.
Yeah, so it's not my
Right.
idea of perfection. We're
That's
going on.
why it's
We are
cool with
going
you
based
if
up. Wait, hold up. We are
people
going
on the
based
other side of
upon
the way
God's
were
idea of
murdered
perfection.
unjustly because,
We are going on God's idea of perfection.
God's idea of perfection?
Yes, that's what I was critiquing. Right? Was this the notion of perfection?
Well, on each day after creation, God said everything is good. He never used the word perfect, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. It was perfect.
No, well, you believe that God is perfect and a perfect creator, right?
Yeah,
So
God is perfect.
no, you already told me that given a perfect test taker, you expect to see perfect test scores. Given a
And I've
perfect free
already
throw
told
shooter, you
you that
expect to
part
see
of
perfect free throw
perfection of
shoots.
humankind is free will. That is part of the
And
perfection
dude,
of
what was
humanity.
my response to that?
You got me. What was it?
Oh, he doesn't know again. This is the fourth time I've told you. I literally told you that I have to tell you the same thing again. I'm going to kick you off. So I'm going to tell you one more time, and then I'm going to go on to the next person
I
because I
got to
told
tell
you what
you,
was going to
you're
fucking happen.
scaring me.
Okay? God has. I'm not scared of anything, right?
I said, you're scaring me. You're going to kick me off. Oh, no.
Okay.
Part of the perfection of the design of
Can I
man is
explain?
free will. It is free will. Your idea of
Yeah, so you've already said the same thing over and over and over again. I've already given you a response to this, and you didn't listen every single time I told you. I told you at least 4 or 5 times, man, and you didn't listen at all, right? So again, oh my God, like, is there even a point of me going over it, chat? Is there even a point? I don't honestly, I don't think there is at this point. So God has free will, right? God, oh my God, no, okay, I'm gonna still do it. I'm still gonna do it. God is free will. God never succumbs to the temptation of the devil, right? Even though he's tempted. Why? Because he's perfect. So he has free will. He's perfect. He never does bad thing. Okay. If human beings have free will, are perfect, they never do bad thing too. Okay? I don't know what's so hard to understand about this. I've gone over the same thing in a very nice manner multiple times, right? And you failed to listen every single time I asked you what it is. You didn't engage with it, right? I literally told you last time that if you didn't engage with this time, I'm gonna kick you off the live, and you did the same thing a fucking again, literally like a minute or two later, right? There's nothing that comes from this conversation, at all. Uh, got any last words, Paladin? Any last words?
Thanks for the W.
Is that actually what you think in your head, bro? Come on.
Absolutely.
It's like actually really sad, dude. Like,
Well,
wait, can you repeat to me what I just said to you?
yeah, sure. You
Like,
said that God is perfect and he was tempted to sin, but did not sin. Even though he has free will, he didn't because he's perfect. And then you tried to equate that to the creation and an idea, I guess, that Adam is God, but Adam is not God. He
it
did
doesn't have to be
fail.
Adam is God, it's in the sense of perfection.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
if they
was
are
perfect.
perfect, in that sense, they are never going to do the bad thing.
You have two problems. One, you don't understand perfection. And two, you disbelieve that disorder can come out of order, that chaos can come out of design. We see it all around us. It happens every
Oh,
time we
wait,
see a neighborhood
by the way,
store.
I can assume that like the explanation of the world was ordered, right? Like, and it can be naturalistic. You don't have to hold to a chaos sort of
You don't
notion.
have to hold to that at all to see that disorder can come out of order, that perfection can give way to
No, it would
flaw.
just be order. No, it would just be order and order, right? Like the order comes from order, right? Because the fundamental particles prior to this existence that explain our existence under a naturalistic model, right, would be having that
Yeah. Are,
property,
are you
right?
not familiar with the laws of thermodynamics? All things are
Yeah,
breaking down.
yeah. So in the same way that
All
it doesn't
forces are
apply to the
becoming
outside
disordered.
notion, hold up, that's something applicable to our observable universe. In the same way that's not applicable to your God that you believe in, you could say that it's not applicable to this prior state of fundamental particles in the same way. Because like the only thing that's relevant in terms of bringing up a prior state of fundamental particles is under a comparative hypothesis, right? Us doing a
Bro,
hypothesis test between our different explanations.
throw your big words at the next guy, all right? I'm not buying the baloney, okay? Particles,
Hypothesis is not a
molecules,
big word if you've taken any
hypothesis,
statistics course.
molecules, whatever, man. Whatever.
Dude, if hypothesis is a big word to you, you haven't taken a basic level statistics course.
Oh,
Okay.
well, gosh, a basic level statistic course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't. I haven't. I will say I do use the word hypothesis from time to time.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not a big word then.
You just threw out a bunch of gobbledygook. You're
I
trying to
didn't.
sound like
I
a
didn't. Tell
smart
me
guy.
what I
You
said
are
was
a
wrong.
smart guy. You don't have to go out of your way to sound smart.
I'm
You're
not. I'm
clearly a
actually
smart guy.
using less hard terminology so that people can understand. I could use harder terminology. Would you like me to use harder terminology? I could make
No,
it so much harder for
no,
people to understand. I literally,
no.
you have no clue how much I change how much I speak to be able to like engage in conversations like this. You have
I
no
have
fucking
no
clue, bro.
doubt that you significantly dumb yourself down to talk to us
It's
peasants.
not. It's not dumbing myself down. It's talking in different ways so that people can understand.
I understand we're stupid. You're super smart, and I appreciate you being
It's
willing
not
to
about being smart.
socially
No.
demonstrate.
It's that I when I pay okay, like for example, right? Someone who is really into like cars or something, they're gonna know terminology that I don't know. It doesn't mean I'm dumb because I don't know that terminology. It just means that I don't engage with that particular material. That's it. That's literally the only thing. It's not I'm dumb.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Taking the
All right,
time.
well, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, we're gonna go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. If you think that being gay is wrong, we're just looking for some debates. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get 500,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, everyone. Let's try to get to 500 shares, everyone. 1,000 shares. Let me go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Again, just looking for debates. Only send a guest request if you think that being gay is wrong or immoral, y'all. All right, everyone. Give it a second, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh,
How old are you?
one sec, one sec. I'm in the lab. Hold up.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Uh, yes, dude. Okay, one sec. I'm in the lab. Gotta step out to the car.
For sure, for
All right,
sure.
wait. Yo, so my thing. God made vaginas for a reason. That's where the pee-pee goes. What do you think?
Okay, so like when it relates to this, how do you know that God exists in order to say that like we should respect this preference that God has?
Okay, well, actually, maybe God doesn't exist, but guys are born with pee-pees and girls are born with VVs. What do we think?
All right, we're going to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Hello? Spencer, are you there?
34.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes.
Why so?
It just isn't right. I don't think it's right.
Okay, you're trolling. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Don't send a guest request if you're trolling everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
34.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
No, I have family that have been down that path. I personally think it's not right just because of the fact that, like, a man and a woman to procreate, just like every person in the animal, or every animal in the animal kingdom has sex with the proper sex to create life, you know?
There are thousands of species that engage in gay intercourse,
Well, I don't know
right? But
that.
just
I'm
because
not.
something exists in nature doesn't mean it's right or wrong.
I know. I don't know. I try to love, like, patience, love, perseverance, care about my fellow brother and sister. I try not to argue with people about stuff. I just try to show caring, show respect. If somebody is gay, I that's their choice in life, you know. I'm a faithful believer in God and Jesus. Everything in the Bible says that it is wrong. Everything that I've read and understood says that it is wrong. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of it.
No, Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of like the engaging of like with like fallen angels and like humans in terms of
No, that
intercourse. Or no, no, no.
that
Actually, that
was
that was a different thing. That was a different thing. It was
yeah,
actually the gang rape. Um, so it wasn't
yeah.
like specific.
It was two
Um,
angels that were there, and then they tried to do
no,
some
it was
stuff
it
to,
was yeah gang rape, and that's actually the reason
yeah,
why that happened. So,
yeah.
yeah. So if you're relating to your religious beliefs, right? How do we know that these religious beliefs are true?
Uh, I know, I know Jesus to be real because of what I've gone through in my life, and the I was a drug addict. I had a bunch of issues, and I hit a point where I didn't know what else to do. So I started praying and seeking him, and he gave me answers, and he pulled me out of it, pulled me away from it. I've been clean for six and a half years, and everything I've prayed for and asked for has happened. I know he's there, and I know he loves every one of us, no matter whether they're gay, whether they're
Everything you've
gay,
prayed
whether
for,
they're
you've
not.
you've gotten a response for. So could you pray for everyone in
Yeah.
the chat that everyone also gets that experience?
Yes, I will. Most
So if we don't
definitely.
get that experience, then that wouldn't have been fulfilled.
Uh, I can't. I can't say for everybody else. I can pray for it. I can
Yeah, but you
pray for
said that your
everybody in
prayers
the
are,
chat.
are always answered.
For me, yeah, they are.
Okay, but I mean, so if you pray for all of us, then we're gonna be saved too.
So that's a personal journey that you got to take yourself. That's a personal. You have
But
to
you
seek
remember
Him.
you just said your prayer would save us, because like the idea
No,
is
I
that your
didn't
prayer
say my.
gets.
I apologize.
No, you didn't say that. I apologize. Right? You said that your prayers always get answered. Right? So if your prayer got answered for that, then it would be to save us. Does that make sense?
If well, to save me, because I'm a sinner and I mess up daily, constantly. Like that's why Jesus died for us, and He died for us so that we could seek Him and have a relationship with Him. I don't believe in this fuck. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't believe in the organized religion. I don't believe in churches and their different denominations. I believe all it does is cause arguments, hatred, and anger and strife between each other. I believe in having a relationship with our Father and Yeshua, and I believe in spreading peace, love between each other. And if someone is gay, that is their choice. I pray for them, and if it's what they really want, I just don't know the answer to that, bro. I just don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, so
I
if
just,
it's just something
sorry.
that we believe in terms of religion, if there's something that we have faith in, right? What's going to be
Yeah,
differentiating that view from, say, me believing that when I die, I'm going to be a Pokemon master and I'm going to beat the Elite Four, win all the gym badges, and be Parker Ketchum?
I got you. I understand what you mean. I so I've had that question a lot with with my faith because this world is controlled and we are shown a certain path and everybody goes down these certain paths, and I think it's a higher authority that sits there and teaches us this shit, and all it's doing is causing us to hate each other, fight with each other, be angry with each other, when all we actually need to do is take all that stuff and put it to the side and just accept each other for who they are, no
So,
matter
so if
what
I
they choose.
believe that, then you think it's justified?
If you believe what?
If I believe that when I die, I'm going to be a Pokemon master.
I don't know. That's a good. That's that's a funny question, but if no, I don't know, dude. I don't know what happens when we die. I haven't died yet.
That's exactly my point. Is like if we don't
I
know what
know.
happens, then why are we making claims about it?
True. True. I make claims about it because of what's happened in my life, and me seeking God changed my life. For somebody else, I don't know. They could seek something else, and it may change their life. Maybe it's mental perspective.
Maybe it is. Who knows? All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to go over or talk about?
No, man. I was listening to your chat, and I'm intrigued. I'll keep
Appreciate you
listening
coming
and
on,
let you
man.
go on to the
Thank you so
next guy.
much. Have a good day.
Appreciate it. You
All
too.
right, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates. Everyone, tap that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. If you want to help get it out to more people, everyone, share the live. Let's try to get to 1,000 shares. I'm going to go on to the next person, though. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We're just looking for some debates, y'all. All right, just looking for some debates. Yo, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Are you bored, Parker? No, I'm not. Okay, if for some reason it's not accepting this person, we're going to go on to the next. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. You already know the deal. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You're 13?
You got to be 18 plus to join the live. TikTok rules. 18 plus, everyone. TikTok rules. 18 plus. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 30.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I'm not gonna say it's wrong. I just, I got a few friends that are gay. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It's just where I stand. I think I'm, against it in a sense.
In
I'm
what
just
sense are you against it?
I suppose I just don't agree with this, one sex being attracted to the same sex.
Yeah, why?
I just don't think it's. This is just me. I'm just wondering like why all these debates are going on, man. I mean,
Well, I'm just asking you why do you think that way?
it's just been the belief that I've had my entire life.
Well, we should think about why, right? Like, I mean, you have that belief, sure. Why though? Like, what's wrong about it?
the last guy that you were talking to, I believe, I'm with him on that, man. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm with I'm with the entire way that I'm with the entire way that the I could go on and on about this, man. It's just I'm with that other guy that was talking. It's like I'm a follower of the big man upstairs. I don't know if you are or not. That entire Pokemon Master thing, I I didn't get where you were coming from
If you
that.
just have faith in it and you don't have any evidence for it, there's nothing distinguishing that view from the view that you believe in. To say that I should accept your view but not that view.
All right, well I can see this ain't going nowhere.
All right, appreciate you coming on. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request. If you disagree, we're just looking for some debates. Tap that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes, everyone. Yo, Crystal, thank you so much for the champion. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm about middle age myself.
How old?
Middle age.
Middle age. I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. What's your birth year?
So first off, I want to say,
Hey, what's your birth year? You got to tell me.
What's up?
What's your birth year?
My birth year, 94.
94. So what's your age?
Bro, I'm 29, bro. What's up with you?
94, 29.
I'm not 18, bro. Like that's the bottom line, ain't it?
Yeah, no, I just have
All
to
right.
make
So
sure.
moving forward, I wanted to just open up and say, what's up to everybody. I accept everybody for who they is and whatnot. I grew up basically in a rough, impoverished environment and had to make the most out of opportunities. So when it came to recognizing people for what they was, the Bible said, "Thou shalt not judge," but I was always taught to see things differently. See things, be very perceptive of my surroundings and stuff like that. Going to your question, right? No no fancy terms, just straightforward, simple. I want everybody to take like a real deep breath, let go of the animosity, all that, because I can feel the tension in the room. I just got here. So I just want to open up and say just a simple answer to your question, right? Do I think it's wrong? From where I stand, pride-wise, I do think it's wrong. And the only reason I think it's wrong, simple, is that if you took all the gay people in the world, as happy as they wanted to be, no restrictions, no contingencies, right? And you gave them their own island. Let's put it like that. If you gave them their own island, right? And you basically, so the women had one island because it was all same sex, and the men had their own island, correct? And they all got the same benefits, opportunities that most people got. What do you think personally will happen to those people on each island? Do you think that they would continue to thrive and flourish? Or do you think that eventually, just due to natural causes, what do you think would happen to these people?
After a while, there wouldn't be anyone on the island anymore because they wouldn't be
Exactly.
able to reproduce.
Exactly.
But in
So,
the same way that, like,
Parker,
for
I just
example,
want to say
can
that
I
thought came to
respond?
me.
Can I respond like legitimately, or do you not want me to respond?
I just needed your answer, but I just want to tell you,
You don't
like,
want, so you don't want a response?
it's a personal thing that I'm about to tell you. Do you want to
Okay,
know
well,
or
I
not?
can, you can get to that in a second.
But that's where I was going, and I was going to finish with that.
Okay, well, you can in a second. Okay.
It wouldn't matter in a second. So personally, that thought came to me when I was 12 years old. 12 years old. 29 now. So it's just like given the 17 years and 2008 and all this, stuff happening, all the bad stuff happening from Y2K and onward. I'm telling you, it didn't really change or influence much. And now that we have here having this debate, like it's like I just needed that answer from you, basically, because I was listening, I was an avid listener, and there was times where I was agreeing with you, and there was times where I disagreed, but ultimately, it didn't sway my notion. It didn't sway my opinion, not one bit.
Okay, so when it relates to this scenario, this isn't relevant as particularly like if we want to reference a scenario, right, like this would be getting rid of any type of modern technology that we have. We have no IVF. We have no ability to engage in intercourse with people of the opposite sex, even though there are people of the same sex. Even if they were straight, it still would be the case that they wouldn't be able to reproduce, right? As it's just the same sex that exists on that one particular island. So regardless of whether or not they're straight or gay in that context, it wouldn't actually change the conditions of whether or not there are children that are reproduced.
It
Next, I can
does.
also relate to the scenario that
You,
again, if
you
someone
just
just
mentioned
decides,
children, though.
do you think it's wrong
Male
for
and female reproductive systems. You just mentioned children. I didn't mention children at all. I just said
when did I
living.
mention children?
I heard you say children. You
I
said
didn't
male,
say
women, and
children.
children. All right, I
I
apologize then.
did. Maybe I said children in terms of producing children.
Yeah,
Maybe sorry. Maybe I said that.
yeah, that threw a bone in it. But go ahead.
I don't see how that drew a bone. What?
Yeah, you. So like, I did hear children, men, women, and children being on an island, and that's not what I originally said. So I just didn't want nothing to be
That's
construed
not the
with.
conditions I gave. I said that they wouldn't be able to produce children.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's what
so
I was
like,
referencing.
with the technologies, what do you mean by that? Can you like go
Yeah,
more in depth?
IVF, in vitro fertilization.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, so essentially they take like a sperm and an egg, implant that, and take the zygote that they cause fertilization from. Right, our fertilization happens because they use a sperm and an egg. They have a zygote. They take that zygote and they implant it into a uterine wall, cause pregnancy.
So it
Doesn't
was
cause
still,
sex,
is it?
or doesn't require.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So would that still require a female's reproductive system and a
Thank
male's
you for the cap. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. An egg. It would require an egg and it would require a sperm, but they don't have to engage in intercourse.
a female's egg?
Yeah, female egg, a
Right.
male
I'm just trying to
sperm.
make sure it's not like any other kind of egg out there that could, obviously, but a female's egg.
Okay. So when we're relating to this, right? Even if it is the case that like someone can't produce children, right, from this encounter, I'll give you a scenario, right? Like for example, is it wrong for me to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile?
Is it wrong?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. What you do is your business. It depends on
Okay.
where
If
you're
if
trying
there
to
was
go.
only an
Like
island of
what's your
people
end
that
goal?
engaged in intercourse with people that were infertile, would there be any reproduction?
I didn't hear your question.
If there was an island and there's only people that engage in intercourse with people who are infertile on this island, would that be like would that lead to any reproduction?
Is it same sex?
It doesn't matter.
Because infertility is futile. Like infertility, you already know the answer to that question. Like you
Yeah, there's
gave it
not
to
going to be
me.
any children, right? One
That's common
person's
sense.
fertile, the other person's infertile, right? There's no reproduction. So, in that sense, is there something wrong with engaging in intercourse with someone who's infertile, given the fact that you're fertile?
I mean, infertility is futile. We just established that. So that side of the
What do you
argument,
mean by futile?
meaning that there would not be no point. It would not be right nor wrong. But depending on what your end goal is, if your end goal is life, then obviously that would not happen due to infertility. Am I wrong?
I appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. So, like, no, it wouldn't happen through intercourse, right? But when it relates to this, the point I'm getting to is that I'm fertile. I could choose to be with someone else who's fertile, but I chose to be with someone who's infertile. Am I doing
No,
something wrong there?
that's understandable. That's understandable.
No, I'm not doing something wrong. Okay, well, then there's no reproduction there. So the same thing that you just said that exists with gay people exists in the same scenario. 19% of women between the ages of 18 and 45, 49 in the United States are infertile, right? I can send you numbers from the CDC.
No, I
About
got
one in
you.
five
But
women.
just naturally going through life, I can't tell you
Push them again.
one
Thank
woman
you.
who came to me and told me, did you know I was infertile, or that they had the idea that they was infertile. It's all a guessing game, and so it's like we all playing our best cards here. You know what I mean? But going back to the original question, like giving the islands, like I feel like the island is a little too harsh. Let's say we gave them their own world, like, or gave them like everything that we have on this planet, but perfect. You know what I mean? And in that sense, no hate, all love. What would you think would be the end goal? Do you think it would be more life, less life?
In terms of everyone being infertile?
No, man, this is not about infertility. This is about same sex.
Oh, you can produce children even through same-sex couples, right? Like in terms of
Male and male
IVF,
and
or you
female.
could do it through like adoption, right? You can have production of family structures through this.
I got you. I feel like the adoption is kind of like I don't know the exact word for it, but I feel like
Caliso, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
adoption shouldn't be used as an example due to the fact that in order to adopt, that child has to be given away from a male and a female. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to stick on this topic of same sex, like, so it's not so much tit for tat for me. I'm trying to figure out like, so with the IVF, I did learn something. Um, and you're saying, so is there any other way besides IVF?
To produce children?
Yeah.
Well, no, unless you engage in intercourse with the opposite sex, which
Okay.
has happened with gay people throughout society.
Another thing I just learned, didn't know that, but all right, cool. But nah, like I said, man, I still accept people for who they is. Learn something new about IVF, but due to that notion right there, I've always just naturally just thought it was wrong. And I've always thought in the back of my head, like, not even once. And I just watch movies, TVs, all this. Never have I ever been attracted to males. Like, I've been hit on by males, and the natural feelings that I get from that is not anything
Well, no,
close.
because you're straight. Because you're
Yeah.
straight, right?
So
Some
that's what I'm
people are
saying.
gay,
So,
right?
like,
Naturally, right?
right. It was nothing
So,
ever to
so
think about.
yeah. So they have that attraction. The same way that you just find women attractive, they just find men attractive.
That's cool, but it's like it goes back to the alpha versus beta thing because in my experience, it's like most men can't be told no, and they don't handle it the same that women do when it comes to being told no or being told that they can't have a certain thing. Like men handle things differently. That's automatic versus, women and how they feel about it. But I'm just telling you about my
What's
experience.
your
That's
point?
not everybody. Everybody's not going to go through that.
What's your point?
My point is that given that I am straight, that obviously I'll never side, or even be curious to try, but I'll still accept those people for who they are. It's not my down my alley type of thing. Like,
I don't know what you're referencing, but clearly men have self-control. If you say no, that they can't understand that, they just might be less likely to because of socialization that exists in our society.
I've seen more men like get more aggressive after being declined or turned
Yeah, I
down, if
mean,
you will.
I agree, right? But that doesn't
You
mean
see what I'm saying?
that's like going to happen every single time,
But
right?
I'm
That's
saying, but
because of
so
how
like,
society has normalized this behavior
I
from
don't
men.
think that's a socialism issue. I think that's
It's not
genetics.
socialism, it's socialization.
Social in general. I don't think it's a social thing. I think it's genetics. Okay, that's what
How
I'm
is that
saying.
genetic?
Testosterone versus estrogen. Genetics. That's testosterone that's causing that person to get mad and upset. Am I wrong?
Wait, how come I'm not in that scenario? I have testosterone. You have testosterone. How come you're not in that scenario?
Because we're
It's how
not
they
building each
respond to
other.
their
Do
biology,
you
right?
see the
It's not
things
their
that I'm
biology in of
thinking?
itself because I have the exact same feelings, right? In terms of testosterone, right? I don't respond that way.
Okay, so do you agree that regardless if it's same sex or opposite sex, do you agree that when someone sees someone that they're attracted to, that something chemically happens in their body and their brain? Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I was saying.
I'm confused as to how that relates to testosterone though, because testosterone doesn't necessarily
I
make
believe
someone.
because of my amounts of testosterone, I haven't been able to grasp said feelings, is what I'm saying. And so you helped me establish the fact that, okay, not only am I not wrong for having these notions, but it's not, I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? Like, and me
What do you
equating
mean
it to
not
like,
wrong for what?
all right.
He just left. Okay. All right, everyone, if you like my content, make sure to follow me. If you haven't already, tap that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends. Let's try to get to 500 shares, everyone. We're about to hit 300K followers, everyone. If you want to follow real quick, we might be able to hit 300K here today, everyone. I think we're like 1,000 followers away. We're like 1,000 followers away, so if you want to follow real quick, we might be able to get to 300K. But let me go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're gonna go on to the next person though, real quick, everyone. About to hit 300K, y'all. That's wild. Everyone just followed. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hip hop munch and faggot.
Oh my god. Please get a grip on reality. Please get a grip. Please get a grip. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
15.
For sure. Do you oh, you gotta be 18 plus. TikTok rules. TikTok rules, everyone. 18 plus. TikTok rules. TikTok says 3. TikTok says 3 what? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh, by the way, everyone, we're 700 followers away from hitting 300K. If you want to, we're almost there, everyone, We're almost there. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Again, we're just looking for some debates, everyone. Okay, it's not accepting this person. We're going to try the next person. Tap that screen, everyone. We're about to hit 300K, everyone. Super, super close. Super, super close. 300K? Yeah, Matt, I'm referencing 300K. That's wild. ID check? No, we're about to be doing that. We're about to be doing that on the lives, Some ID checks out here, for real. No, I'm just trolling. I'm not going to do that, but... All right, only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, hello?
Yeah, how old are you?
Yo, I'm 15.
You gotta be 18 plus. TikTok rules. TikTok rules, everyone. 18 plus. Only send a guest request if you disagree if you're 18 plus, y'all. 18 plus, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, that person's not here either. Okay, only send a guest request if you disagree. It's gonna take literally 20 seconds more to get someone on. Just give it a second, everyone. Sometimes it takes like a minute or two in between to get someone up. Oh no, Matt. Matt did not just say that. Matt just said that if we hit 300K on 300K today, he's going to chug tequila on live. Oh gosh, Matt, don't do that, bro. Don't do that, man. That is wild, bro. That is wild. So if you want to see that, everyone, make sure to follow if you haven't already, everyone. Sab, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sailor, thank you for the crown. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, don't do it, Matt. No, so real. He said he has to use it up, but okay. All right. You know what? We'll let him do what he wants to do, We'll let him do what he wants to do. We're running up those followers, everyone. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Much older than 18.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I joined because I want you to help me out. I am so confused. Um, who makes the decision? First of all, I'm not gay, okay? But I want to know who makes the decision on what's right or wrong. And I also want to know who business is it? What you do in the privacy of your own home? Who is it gonna damage what you do with your life? How would it affect mine?
Oh wait, so
I
Shell, I appreciate the subscription. Also, thank you for the subscription as well. I appreciate everyone. I am just looking for people who disagree. It doesn't necessarily seem like you disagree, so I do appreciate you coming on though.
I'm confused.
Joanne, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Well, who determines what is right is based upon our own different perspectives, right? So generally speaking, we'll provide reasoning as to why we think something is wrong, right? And that could indicate to someone else, but otherwise there wouldn't be any type of convincing there. I appreciate the handout. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
because I heard you all talking about the Bible, and a lot of people keep talking about what the Bible says. They take and add at their own how they're feeling because the Bible says you're supposed to put stuff in the storehouse, and it didn't have anything to do with monetary value, but the church is always asking for money and building off of that. Just because a person, me
Wait, so
living my
if you
life.
wait, I'm sorry, but if you don't disagree with the topic, I am just looking for people who disagree. I understand that you are confused with what's going on right now, but you might be able to figure out by watching the live or something like that. I am just looking for people who disagree though, so I do appreciate you coming on.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Again, just looking for some debates, everyone. Tap that screen though. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes, everyone. Oh, by the way, Lauren, I appreciate the $5 on Venmo. Thank you so much. Yes, there is intrauterine insemination that does exist. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Hello? I'm 21. You can hear me?
You're 21? Yeah, I do hear you. Do you think that being gay
Yeah.
is wrong or immoral?
More so, like if I answer, it's out of respect and out of love because it's not like I don't have no like I have any hatred or anything for homosexuality in itself, right? But as being a believer, I can't. I know that by God's standards it's wrong. But the thing is like I'm not here to say I'm not here to judge nobody on how they live their life, on who they love and stuff like that. But it's a simple fact that if we're going based off the laws of nature on how everything reproduces, it's like it stops reproduction. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, so do you think it's wrong to engage in intercourse with someone that cannot reproduce?
yes, because it stops production in life. Like that just say hypothetically speaking, God ordained me to bear a child that does wondrous things in life, right? But since I made the choice to not be able to reproduce my seed, I don't know the TikTok rules and regulations through what you can say and what you can't. But if I use that seed that I'm supposed to produce life that God ordained for me to produce, and I wasted it on something that I can't use to reproduce life, then that's what makes it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
So it relates to God, right? So if it relates to God, how do we know that this particular God exists in order to say that it's wrong?
The thing is like if we're being truthful with ourselves, logically speaking, we can't tell with like what God is true, what God is not. But at the same time, being a believer in Christ, like I have faith in Christ. I the way He saved me and the way He opened my eyes to the world is why I believe in Christ. But not only I'm not like a religious person or like that, but I do engulf my faith in Christ. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look at the creation of the world, like the beauty in it, the like all the way down to a cell, like microorganisms, everything that has life into it, you can like see that there's a God because while being an atheist per se, every atheist agree that creation must be created. But whenever it comes to the ultimate creator, the uncaused cause, the uncreated creator, the God that's outside of time, space, and matter, they don't want to get behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, this building had a builder, but when you look at life itself, y'all don't want, like, atheists don't want to believe that there's no creator behind that creation. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for the hint. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we can refer to the builder one first. So when it relates to this, just because there is like an existence, that doesn't mean that there has to be some sort of creator to that existence. As we can relate to God's existence, God exists. Does God require a creator?
No.
No, because he's eternal, right? So in the same way that like there could be a prior cause, say, and whatnot, that we're saying that that prior cause could be naturalistic, right? So I mean, we don't. This doesn't in and of itself entail a god, right? There could be a causation in the universe that is naturalistic.
So,
And that just
what
always existed.
if we were to go for that? That means we'll have to say the universe is eternal because scientists agree.
This aspect of the universe would be eternal if you define the universe as the existence of all things.
It's just you have like you ask yourself what created the universe. It's just like you can even like I don't believe in the Big Bang honestly, but even if you were to believe in the Big Bang, you have to ask yourself what.
I do believe in the Big Bang. Thank you for the confetti. I appreciate it. Yeah, this would be the thing that you would say in a naturalistic model would cause the Big Bang, right? But it doesn't have to be a mind. It doesn't have to be a god. Okay, that's the point I would make. Secondly, right, we have experience with builders creating buildings.
One second. We close right now. Our pipeline gas getting fixed right now, so we're gonna open back up on Monday. Yes, sir. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. My fault. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, we have
My
experience
mama got a
with
restaurant. If you don't want something,
you're good, don't worry. So we have experience with people building buildings in the past, right? That indicates to us that human beings build buildings. We have no experiences with beings creating universes. That's why we couldn't make the same sort of inference.
right. But the thing is it's a it's a unnatural aspect of a so-called being created the universe. It's just like I think it was Albert Einstein, but he basically said that the universe is so fine-tuned to where like if I was watching the Frank Turek debate and stuff like that, so I can't really recite everything he said. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the most knowledgeable person out there. No, but what I do know is that there can be no doubt in my mind that God doesn't exist. The way, like how we have two eyes, we have a mouth, we have ears, our hair follicles to our armpit, like everything about human beings and even creatures in itself are so uniquely and perfectly made to where it fits them. As in us humans, since we were made in God's image and likeness, we are able to create. We are able to do things like, mind you, yes, a bird can make a nest, but a bird can't go and build a skyscraper. You know what I'm saying? It's like how we able to create machines that create. It's like since we were made in His image and likeness, and we're able to create things that can create things. God is the creator that hasn't been created, that created us to create things. Like He told us to be fruitful and multiply, and like do wonders on this earth. He
So
gave
here,
us.
let's relate to this. So you know how like you say that like fine tuning exists when it relates to the universe.
Right.
Well, there's actually a sense of fine tuning existing within the context of God's mind. And what I mean by that is that God could have had an infinite set of desires to create different things, right? It could have been that God created a reality with just shoes, or God created a reality with just marbles or just slime. But God had the particular desires to bring about a reality where there are human beings interacting on a societal level comparative to a different reality, right? So in the same way that there was a random set of conditions that could have led to the universe existing under a naturalistic model, well, then there was necessarily a random set of conditions that led to God having those particular desires, right? So the same kind of issue exists under both models and both explanations.
Okay, I can get where you come from, but it's just like we can all agree that we're imperfect, like we're imperfect, like we're imperfection, we're imperfected beings. You know what I'm saying? But there's a perfect being that gave us free will to be able to make choices, have desires, have feelings, have we like I believe us as humans, we have a soul, a spirit, and a body, right? Our soul is what indicates our feelings, like how we're able to feel for one another, how we're able to understand one another and stuff like that. Our spirit is our direction, our guidance, our mind that helps us prosper thoughts to be able to come up with creations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the body that holds it all together, which is our physical body. It's just like I don't know, like the way I be seeing it, how I can't like deny that there's a God, because I'll look at my hands. You know what I'm saying? Like just imagine if I had 3 fingers with it, like, and then this counter, like I'm grabbing the counter with 3 fingers to pick some up. Just I don't know, like the little details that we really don't think about, I tend to think about, and that's what guides me to believe that there's a God. Like when I sit outside praying and stuff like that, and I'm looking at the ground and I see all these different type of bugs, different creatures and stuff that just move according to how they doing it. Like a move according to how God ordained them to move, like how ants and stuff like that, how spiders and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But God made us, and His image is so so perfect. Just like imagine this. Imagine if we was giants, like we was all 20 feet tall, walking on this earth. Everything just so much bigger. Next thing you know, we get it from America to Asia in 20 steps or something like that. Just it's like the little things when you think about God is what makes it so unique and makes us such a imperfect, perfect creation. You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean? Like when you
I
look to
I think that's contradictory. Like, we can't be imperfectly perfect, and I
we
don't know
close
what
we
you
close
meant
right
in
now. We
terms
don't
of
open
trying
back
to
up till
take
Monday.
that.
We close right now. We won't open back up till Monday. Monday. Yeah, our gas and our water line. Yeah. Yes, sir. What happened? Oh, our gas and water line broke. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. You know what's crazy? And this
What's
is
that?
why you gotta love God. The man that just walked in, the last 2 times he came here, he literally trashed us. He talked so much stuff about us. He called us out of our names and stuff like that. But yet I see him and still show love to him. That's what my God instills into my heart. That's what moral values that he instilled. Because the world would teach you to attack someone who attacks you. But God teaches us to love our neighbor even if they hate us. Because mind you, everyone hates Jesus because of the things that he taught, the things that he brings upon this world. They hate him, but the thing is he still loves them. The reason why we're able to wake up every day is because the grace he shows us. And it may not seem like it because, atheists don't believe in God, but at the same time, like, even though you don't believe, you're going to be reminded of God every day, and it's your ultimate choice if you want to choose him or not. So that's what I'm saying with the fact of being
Yeah,
gay.
but the thing is, it's not put in front of you in terms of a God existing, right? It's this sort of guise of you don't know if a God exists, but you still just have to believe in it, right? In the same sort of way that I could accept a belief in Ash Ketchum, right, existing, or me being Ben 10 when I die, right? Any of these claims are just as valid to accept in terms of a faith claim as it would be to like believe in a God, right?
Right.
There's really no way to differentiate between any of these. So how could we be held accountable for something that we can't even determine ourselves?
So that I'm gonna try to make 2 points because I actually talked with someone not too long ago about this too. But so hold on, I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Basically, okay. Ask your question again. Start off with ask your question again.
I think I was just saying like I don't really remember. I think I was saying that like there's an issue with
Oh,
like
that's what I'm gonna say. So if you could put God in the test tube, could he be God?
if you could put God into a test tube, not under what we're referencing.
Like if you
Um,
can, if like I believe what science is the study of God's creation, as in like we
Wait, I'm
have.
not saying that God's existence is empirically verifiable, right? Like we can't use science to determine that God exists in a sense. What I'm asking for is like a rational proof that God would exist.
I mean, humbly I can say myself in a sense, because mind you, I promise you, I'm far from perfect. I don't know your background, you don't know mine, but I can tell you now, I have lived the worst ways possible. Like I live. If you saw me and who I used to be, you would think that, oh, who, like, this guy deserves, like, he should be in jail or something like that, or even dead off the stuff I did. But once I found God, I found purpose in life, and so it's like the government, the world, because if in the Bible it says the devil is the god of this world, but in this world they want you to believe like that you're a purposeless sack of cells that's just walking on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, God created you with purpose, but he gave you the ultimate free choice to choose if you want to walk in God's purpose for you or your own purpose. And your own purpose, unfortunately, will lead you down a dark path. But once I chose God, my dark path that I was walking on became light. And so that's where I started to change in my heart. Like I started looking out for others more than myself. You know what I'm saying? Just once I picked God, I started being more of a better moral person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, people can do that without believing in God, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
I would
for
probably
sure.
say that
For sure.
I've become better after not believing in God when it relates to my
Right.
morals.
But the thing is, you got to ask yourself, where do those terms come from? Because if you look at animals itself, animals don't have morals. Like mind you, it's a cycle, it's a chain, it's a food chain for animals. What differs us from them? If we
It
were
depends
made,
on what you mean by we are animals, by the way, but it depends on what you mean by morals, right? Because in a sense, right, there are animals that do have empathy, right? And if empathy is a basis for some notion of morals, well, I mean, it necessarily could fit within our definition. They just wouldn't have the same language to describe it as us.
it's like if there wasn't a God, what if we take out society standards and all types of stuff? If there wasn't a God, what makes it so wrong for me to kill somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like even if the world deemed it wrong, I believe it's right. So what basis does your beliefs differ from mine? You know what I'm saying?
If you think it's right and I think something is wrong, right? These are different perspectives that we would have, right? We can bring up different scenarios or counterexamples to different reasoning that people provide, but ultimately speaking, it would just be on the case that it would be our different preferences, right? I have a different preference from you do, right? That would just be what it is,
Right.
right? And the same thing is true when it relates to the theosphere, right? It's just that God has a separate preference from us, right? You think that God's preference is better, right? But that's your preference in of itself.
It's more so a witness to knowing his way is better because, like I'm not here to share my testimony or nothing, but all I can say is I like not a single soul, like no human, no pastor, no church, no not even the Bible. God Himself saved me from a dark time in my life that I'm ultimately thankful for that I would never be able to like that replays in my head every time I even question my faith. Cause I ain't gonna lie, sometimes you think to yourself like, what is your purpose? When walking in faith, you think like, what is your purpose? Is it even real? But then you have a reminder of what God done for you throughout the past. You know what I'm saying? Like what all He's brought you through. Like the fact that I can say that I'm still alive in itself is like glory to God. You know what I'm saying? Like I kid you not, I almost died over how many times you can count. I don't know how many times, but I almost died over how many times you can count. But the thing is that if I would have died in those moments, what would be my purpose of living? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we all are the same. Like we're all humans. Like celebrities, I don't look up to celebrities. I don't think I can be in those celebrity shoes. No, in a sense, like celebrities are the same as me. I'm just saying that the we're putting our faith, trust, and hope in the wrong things in this world when all God wants us to do, truthfully, is put that same faith that we put into the world into Him because He's the author of the world. You know what I'm saying? He created the world. I believe the world was perfectly made in His hands. And I see the comments saying I'm just rambling, but if you let those who have ears listen, I'm telling you now, like this isn't something that we can just play around with. I don't want no. I'm here up here like today. Like God didn't lead me to this live today to just babble. He's letting y'all know that time is running short. Like there's gonna be a point in time where these conversations won't be able to be held. Like the time that there's gonna be times where we won't even be able to make a choice anymore. As in your final destination is gonna be set in stone. Like don't allow people to believe. Don't allow people to deceive you into thinking
I
that.
think that you can't be held accountable for something like that if you don't have the ability to determine it, right? And if it is the case that we come up here and on these conversations we don't have the ability to provide evidence or we don't have the ability to justify one claim over another, fundamentally speaking, there's no reason to accept your view, right? There's no reason to accept this. And if there's no way that I can differentiate this view from any other religion, from any other view that we would see to be false or that God would see to be false, well then I can't be held accountable for it. It's a random choice. God is essentially holding me accountable for something that I can't even determine to be correct,
Exactly.
which doesn't
So
make any sense.
if Christianity was true, as in the Bible, like wouldn't it be an amazing love story? You know what I'm saying? As in
Sure,
you're
yeah, these ideas sound great. There are lots of things that sound great, right? But it doesn't mean it's necessarily accurate, right? It sounds great to me that like my grandparents are still alive, right? Some of my grandparents that are dead, right? But that doesn't mean it's correspondent with reality.
okay. I just I'm not an apologetic. I don't debate. I more so just spread the love of Jesus Christ because I'm imperfect. You're imperfect. We all do imperfect things and we all sin and fall short to the glory of God. But God stepped on this world and took on the sins for us so that we might be saved through Him. So ultimately, I don't believe in free will. If it was free will, I can do something without a consequence. I believe in free choice, as in you choose. Like I can walk into a store, I can choose to steal or I can choose to buy. If I choose to buy, everything's okay. But if I choose to steal, it's just I might get put away or I might get stopped. X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything
That's
in
free
life.
will, by the way. But yeah, I understand your perspective. Is there anything else you'd like to particularly go over or talk about today?
Nothing. Like I want to tell people like don't bash people for being gay. Like that's the wrong notion. Stop bashing people for being gay. Stop bashing people for the way they live their lifestyle. All I can do is tell people the love of Christ that Christ has for y'all. So I'm just here to tell you that God loves y'all. He died for y'all. He rose 3 days later to defeat sin, and all He wants you to do is choose Him. And if you don't want to choose Him, that's ultimately your choice. But if you do, I promise you, you will start to see life in a whole different perspective, like I do. But God bless y'all, and
I
I ain't gonna take
appreciate
too
you
much
coming on,
time.
man.
I appreciate you letting me on.
Thank you so much. All right, let's go on to the next person. Everyone, only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. Help send it out to more people by sharing the live. Let's try to get to 500 shares real quick. We're almost there. Kaylee, thank you so much for the gem gun. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, only send a guest request if you think that being gay is wrong or immoral. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. Just looking for some debates. Yo, thank you for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Or I mean, the hat cowboy. I appreciate it. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We're just looking for some debates, y'all. Okay, for some reason it's not accepting people. We're going to get to the next person again. Only send a guest request if you think that it's being gay is wrong or immoral, y'all. Just looking for some debates. All you're adding is Christians. I'm not trying to. That's all who's joining in. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Appreciate the lemonade. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right. For some reason it's not accepting that person. Let's go to the next person. Again, only send a guest request if you send a guest request. Make sure that you disagree and you're 18 plus, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 29.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
So I would ask, what is your standard for determining what is right or wrong and what is moral?
Like my preferences. Do you think that it's wrong?
So I would say yes, it's wrong. But if you believe it's
Are you driving?
Yeah.
You got to beat TikTok TOS. You got to come on at a later time. TikTok TOS, everyone. TikTok TOS. When does Dean go live? I have no clue, but that's probably around the time I'm gonna get off anyway. I was gonna raid him, and I gotta get off at probably 6 o'clock latest. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 18, old enough to go live on TikTok.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I don't think it's. I think it could be immoral. Yes, in circumstance.
Do you think it's immoral?
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you think it's immoral? Actually, what's your birth year?
My birth year?
Yeah.
My birth year was '03.
Oh, well, you have terrible math. Fucking course. Just old enough to go live. Gosh, bro. Terrible. All right, we're going to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Tap that screen. Let's try to 500,000 likes, everyone. Okay, for some reason it's not... Okay, yo, what's up? How old are you?
Shop guy? The cook guy? Oh, Chef Kawasaki?
Yo, Abby, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it, Abby. Thank you so much. We're going to go to the next person. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you think that being gay is wrong or immoral. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yeah. I think it's wrong.
Why so?
Because you can't make life.
You can't make life? Is it wrong for me to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile?
Maybe.
No, wouldn't it be? Because we can't make life. Is oral sex wrong?
Yeah, that's hard.
Is it wrong?
No.
But it doesn't produce life.
Yeah, you're right, but... Okay, you got me. Have a great day.
For sure. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, by the way, everyone, I wanted to troll about this because I think this is fucking hilarious. If y'all know who the Whatever podcast is, apparently Dean was messaging them or something like that, and they were seeing if and Dean wanted to see if we could debate them and stuff. And they said that they would have me and Dean on if we paid them fucking 10 grand. If we paid them 10 grand. Clearly speaking, we're not going to do that, Lauren. I appreciate the hit and heart. Thank you so much. But what is that level of dodging that you ask for 10 grand to debate us? The level of dodging is wild, bro. That is some wild dodging. Holy shit. 10 grand? 10 fucking grand? That is wild, bro. The level of dodging is insane. Now let me go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. That's fucking wild. That's wild. They're afraid. Honestly, though. Dean and Parker podcast. We do need to do a Dean and Parker podcast sometime for sure. All right. Let me go to the next person, everyone. It's not accepting this person. By the way, everyone, I think I'm going to be on for 30, 50 minutes or something like that. Tomorrow I will be on at around my normal times, I'm guessing. Yeah, tomorrow I should be live my normal times. I'm going to be live almost all of tomorrow. So if you do want to debate, make sure to send a guest request right now. We're going to be doing sub-only chat tomorrow, not tonight, everyone, because today's the first day back. Just letting everyone know. So we will do sub-only chat tomorrow, y'all. Just letting everyone know who is a sub. I wouldn't pay $1 grand either. What the fuck? That's so wild. I appreciate the hat and mustache. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Lana. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Hello? Appreciate the hat and mustache. Thank you so much, Jacob. Yeah, we should have said a $3 blow pop. So real. So real. Okay, they aren't here. Let me go to the next person. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We're just looking for some debates. Okay, for some reason it's not accepting this person. Keep tapping that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, y'all. It will help get it out to more people. If you want to help share it to the live as well, that will also help get it out to more people, y'all. Is it gonna accept this person? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I think I want to come in your butthole.
Oh my god. Yo, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it, Lana. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Lana. Let me go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. In the meantime, everyone tap that screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, y'all. I'm so confused. What is going on, chat? What is actually going on today? Today's been a wild day, honestly. Today has been a wild day. They really think it's funny? Maybe they do. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, for some reason this person isn't here. Let's go to the next person. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. If you think that being gay is wrong, we're just looking for some debates, everyone. Tap that screen in the meantime, everyone. Tap that screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, how old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
05.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes, 100%.
Why so?
Because based on my religion,
What particular religion?
Islam.
Why do you? Okay, so what tells you that the Quran is accurate in describing to us what's right and wrong about morality?
What do you mean, especially?
Yeah. How do we know that the Quran is accurate in prescribing to us what's right and wrong about morality?
Because Quran is judging about the people in the past who were gays, that they were sinning, doing wrong things, which God just rejected.
Yeah, but okay, so how do we know that this particular God exists to say that this is wrong?
That's not the question. The question isn't about how do you know that he existed. You just asked how do you know that he did judge that it was wrong, and I just told you the answer. It's because
No,
he
I
said.
asked you how do you know that the Quran is accurate in prescribing to us what's right and wrong? You said it relates to God's desires. I asked you how do we know that God exists?
Oh no, sorry, I didn't even mention any desires. I just told you it is mentioned in the Quran that it is wrong because you asked how do we know.
Which is going to relate to God's desires. That's what I'm talking about.
This is what you are thinking. Okay, yeah. So?
What's up?
So you think that it's based on his desires. It's okay, fine for me. Okay, so now? But
yeah. So how do we know that this God exists in order to respect their like preferences that they laid out in the Quran?
So you want to start a discussion about how do we know that God exists, but it's not related to about the theme or the discussion about
No,
gay.
it is because that's why you consider it to be wrong. But if you don't want to have that discussion, I can just go on to the next person.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, if we start the discussion about how do you know that God exists, we will just leave this topic behind us about being gay.
No, it's based upon, we're gonna end up going into that point anyway. So.
Okay. So your question is, how do
we know that God exists in order to say that being gay is wrong because of God existing? Because that's your only reason why you consider it to be wrong.
I see. Okay. So we got to discuss the question, how do you know that God exists? So I think this is a big topic because there is no typical or specific evidence how we can know it in one sentence. I guess we would agree, because if we would have this clear evidence, the discussion wouldn't be even there. Right?
Okay. So there isn't clear evidence. I agree.
This is what I'm saying. There are many evidences, but not such thing that we know. Okay, yeah, this is God in front of my eyes, so I can just be free of any doubts. So the point is, what about that? You say was heißt Zufall? It's
Coincidence.
it's a coincidence that this universe just exists how it is. You know about that? How far the sun is away from the Earth, because if it would be nearer, the Earth would just burn away. If it would be far away, there would be no life because of the coldness and so and so on and so on. So if we just consider the coincidences of that this life is able to exist how it is, this is for me just it's so a small coincidence. I think that science says it's about far less than 1%, far less. So it's like 0.0000001 percent that it could exist in this way by itself, by coincidence. If it's such a small probability, so why should I just be why should I really believe this small coincidence?
Yeah. So we don't know how to determine the probability. I don't know where you got that number from, how we were measuring that, right? But when it relates to this particular, the same notion of right, everything had to work this particular way to bring about this reality rather than another one, also exists for God's mind as well. God could have had an infinite set of desires that could have had him desiring to create a world with just marbles, or with just slime, or with just shoes, or with anything like that, or just chapstick. Okay, but God decides to pick a reality where there is going to be individuals who are human beings engaging in society. I appreciate the elephant. Thank you so much. I appreciate it in this particular manner rather than any other reality. It seems like God's desires were perfect for this reality rather than another one.
Okay, so your question is what?
No, I was just saying that your fine tuning argument that you were saying that justifies your God's existence, right? It actually is applicable to God as well. So it doesn't actually have any type of movement and doesn't
Well,
justify God's existence.
actually, it's not about justifying about his existence. It's just about why do I believe in the existence of God? And what I'm saying is that the other possibility of that this universe just came in existence by a coincidence, which is so minimal, small that it's not nothing I would normally recognize in my practical life. Why should I just in this topic believe in it that this life came in existence by coincidence, as that these things got perfectly
Hey,
put.
did you hear anything that I said?
I guess so. I tried.
Well, then, did you hear my argument against saying the same thing applies to God, or
A plastic god? Maybe you can just yeah, repeat it.
yeah? So, in the same way that you say that, like the world could have gone differently if this condition didn't exist,
Yeah.
right? The same thing can be true for God's mind. God's desire could have been different. It could have been that God desires to create a world with just shoes, or a world with just marbles, or a
Sure.
world with just slime. But
Yeah,
God
okay.
desired this world over all those other worlds.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I,
Well,
I
then,
thought
clearly speaking, I think that indicates to us that the same issue that you said also exists with the universe in terms of, oh, there was a random set of functions or things that happened that led to our reality existing in this way. Well, the same thing is true with God's desires. There's a random set of desires that could have been the case that weren't, right? That could have led to other realities that didn't, right? So the same issue that you just brought up existing under my model also exists under your model.
okay. So far, all right. Point
Okay, that
is,
just like completely gets me to like reject your argument there.
no, the point is that I'm trying with my really poor linguistic language skills to have this discussion with you. The point is, even if
Oh,
you say,
maybe there's a language barrier or something then.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. This is something I can admit by myself. But the point is, even if you say this universe could have been created in some other picture, for example, it still doesn't mean for me that, or doesn't prove that this world, as it's designed, isn't designed by intelligence, by God. Because
Oh yeah, it does because you were saying that the fine tuning that particularly led to there being intelligent design, but the fine tuning also exists within God and doesn't indicate that God requires a designer.
The point is just that this in universe, as it is designed, I am for me, it's the only possibility that this world couldn't be designed by itself or created by itself, as it is so perfect as it is in existence now. It would be a too big coincidence. So even if it would be created in another picture, as if it's still in this perfection as it is, it would be still for me no issue to believe in this, that this result in the end is still by someone who is intelligent creating this universe.
Yeah, so I'm not convinced that it's based upon that, and I think that there's probably a language barrier here. So, is there anything else you'd like to say here, real quick?
Well, the topic was about being gay, so but this is what I told you in the beginning. I'm not sure if we're speaking about how do we prove that God is existing. I don't know why this is the most relevant point for this topic. I prefer to speak about
That
the
was
topic.
the foundation of why you consider it to be wrong. Do you have a different reason?
Listen.
So I'm his friend basically. So can I argue with you as well? Is that possible?
Yeah, why do you think it's wrong?
Because like you have objective morals and subjective morals basically, and so God's like defining what is right and wrong basically. That's how you know what is right and wrong. So and he defined if gay is wrong, if
So you just went back to the same God argument. We just went over this. I can. Do you want me to run over the God argument with you?
yeah, about the like objective morals and subjective morals. Parker,
Do you,
how do
do
you
you
know?
think that there's a truth about morality independent of God existing?
But wouldn't it be like subjective? How do you know like if like incest is wrong basically? If like two of your sons would make out basically and want to have like
Morality is subjective. It's
intercourse.
based upon our preferences, right? But like when I'm asking your view, right? Your view is also subjective, right? It's dependent upon God's preference.
Yes, and he can have a president. What about it?
Okay, no, I'm just saying that like
Like
you
the
just bring up
Almighty.
objective moral facts. That's not relevant because you don't believe in them either.
Why I don't believe in them either?
Because you just said if God didn't exist, is there a fact about morality?
No, then no.
No.
But
Okay, so it's dependent upon God.
yes, it is. Of
Okay,
course,
so that's
but
subjective.
it's like rational to be like someone who's like judging about right and wrong to get
Yeah,
like
so that's
almighty
subjective.
power.
That's subjective because it's dependent upon God's mind or desire.
No, that's like the rational like how you like rational morality, how you become like to a god who's judging about right and wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you don't like if you got like rational on this like step on this like
Thank you for the crown. I appreciate it, Andy. Thank you.
so like basically what happens like to people like who been like murder somebody like in some Africa type town village, like thousands of people. What's gonna happen to those people? What do you think?
I'm
Basically,
confused. What happens to them? Like,
that's yeah.
what do you mean?
What happens basically to people like who killing like people or murder people basically in
You're speaking
I
about.
think that they're doing something wrong. Are you asking like whether or not they receive judgment?
Yeah, this is about justice and the.
Oh yeah, I don't think that they receive judgment necessarily. I think that they should.
Hold on. But I think the question is another one. For example, are you convinced that there is subject that morality is subject or objective?
Subjective.
Subjective. So okay, fine. So if we, for example, killing a human being, or for example, I don't know, killing an innocent child, do you think that anywhere on the earth someone would say this is right to do or it's okay? Normal people.
To kill a child?
Yeah, to kill a child, for example.
Yeah.
That no, we are talking about the majority of folks everywhere.
A majority of people would say, "Oh, it depends on what you consider to be a child." Right? Abortion, you could consider abortion to be they could be children.
We are losing ourselves in details which are, this is not the topic. Let's say, okay, it's a child of 3 years. If you have a child of 3 years and you ask people all over the world, is it morally fine to kill a 3-year-old child. Do you think
No,
that
most people are going to say no.
Okay, so most people, well, the majority, and we're speaking about normal people, not about some criminals who are, I don't know, they have some mental issues. So I think we're pretty sure that all folks on this planet would say it's not right to do that. So, but this should be considered as objective moral, which is planted in all people. So can you explain how it comes that every people, folks, on this planet, wherever you go, they would say give you the same answer for the same question if it's not objective morals? This is what I'm interested in. How can you consider it subjective morals?
Yeah, so just because people agree doesn't mean that it's objective, right? So if everyone agreed, hold up, if everyone agreed that, right, say marrying children to adults was okay, does that then justify that marrying children to adults is okay?
Can you repeat that?
He said if everyone on the world would say that's something which is wrong, it would be right. Would it make it right? No, surely not.
Objective. Subjective. Of course.
Surely not. But the point is,
Subjective isn't determined based upon majority, though.
but the point is, when would
That's
it
not
be?
my view.
When would it be objective morals for you?
Appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. I don't believe in objective morals.
Okay, yeah, okay, but what would be the evidence for you that there would be objective morals? Give me the evidence in theory.
I don't even know what objective morals means. Appreciate the doc. Thank you so much. I don't even know what evidence I would expect for it. Like there would have to be some sort of like phenomenological basis, probably.
Phenomenal.
Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Something that's grounded in all experience, which doesn't exist, but there's just issues when it relates to describing what it is.
Okay, the point is what I want try to achieve is that if you have people who are all having the same moral Vorstellung, thinking, imagination, without being that they have spoken to each other to have the same.
Okay, I understand your argument. So there are people that have had depictions of dragons throughout many different like cultures and societies that didn't talk to each other. Does that mean that dragons exist?
But you are speaking about one culture where it was definitely they
It's not just one culture, right? This is literally across the entire world, right? From cultures that didn't engage with each other, okay? And we see dragons within all of them, okay? So does that mean that dragons exist?
Are you speaking about this is a theoretical? You're not talking about a practical reality.
No, this is true. This actually did happen.
So that people were convinced in dragons.
No, that there are depictions of dragons everywhere, right? In these different cultures, right? That didn't even talk to each other.
Okay. Now I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Just because there's depictions of it and they all sense this, or does that mean it actually exists?
Yeah. Okay. Still, you have so many of these things. The Greeks had, or the pharaohs, they had many depictions of things that they were not existing. It would be, for example, things that they are convinced of. Okay, that there are maybe gods in this picture or something.
Yeah. So there are many things that a majority of people believe that is not necessarily accurate. That's exactly the point I'm making. Right, just because the majority of people believe it doesn't mean that you can correspond it to be like some sort of fact of reality.
But the point, what I try to achieve is that you are talking about things that would be taught to the people, right? Maybe you could understand what I'm meaning. You teach people through tradition and so on that what you are convinced of. But I'm talking about if you have people who you did not teach them these things. They were cutting off the world. They didn't have these teachings, and you ask a small child which still hasn't all these traditional thinkings, and you ask it, is it good to kill? Every child would say no. And this is what I'm saying. They have this objective morals.
That's actually not true. Not every child would say that, especially because there are children that are not going to have empathy like what we have, right?
Right. For example, in Africa, because
and that does happen. So, like, clearly
speaking,
speaking, I'm not going to accept your hypothesis there.
Okay, but the point is just because they see it every day, it doesn't make that it is right. What I mean, because they are confronted to something, they are desensibilized for it. You know what I meaning? But okay, if you don't accept it, it's fine for you. It doesn't make the argumentation, the argument wrong, because what I try to say is that when the people have all folks have inside themselves this concept of they think they are convinced that killing is wrong. This you say this means that they got taught this principle, and I'm not convinced that all the people, all folks on the earth, have the same teaching about this topic. For example, if you for example, incest is a topic which is everywhere, just rejected, and
Dude, I'm
still
not
you
getting your
would say,
argument. I'm gonna be totally real. I don't think it has any merit that people believe this. Like just like no merit. This is called an ad populum, right? Just because most people believe it wouldn't ground that it's true or accurate. Just because most people have a similar perspective doesn't mean that it would exist within reality. I've given you a scenario to reject this. I don't know what else we would have to say here.
I want to like have I have a
addition.
question, basically. So Parker, I'm sorry for that example. I'm sorry for that. Like, don't take it personal. But what if someone would murder your son? Could you say this man who murdered my son objectively did something wrong? Can you say
Oh,
that?
no, there's no objective fact when it relates to that. It's going to be that they did something wrong in relation to my preferences and my desires.
So you can only judge him by your own preferences, right? So he
Yeah,
did the right
there's
thing.
I don't know what it means to say that it's going to be
So
something
basically,
wrong independent of what I care about there. That doesn't make any
so you,
sense to me.
but for him, it would be right if his preference are like murdering is right?
Yeah, that's their preference, right? I have a separate preference to that.
Okay,
That's crazy.
but the point
What's
is,
crazy about what I just said?
if you have if you have different subjective moral how do you say, Überzeugungen, convictions, I guess.
Yeah, what about it?
Moral principles, then how do you how can a society have an objective moral system?
I don't believe in objective morals. I reject that notion.
No, that was not the question. Wait. That wasn't the question. The question is, how can a society have an objective moral system?
That's not my question.
No, I'm asking you.
I don't believe in objective morals. I don't think you can.
I got you. My question is, how could a society have an objective moral system which all accept if it's all just based on subjective morals? Because
You can't. There's no objective standard.
Well, but in society, we are accepting one objective moral system.
Yeah, wouldn't
That's
that
not
be
true. That's not true. That's not true.
Nah. It don't have to be true. Isn't that like the logical conclusion?
No. How?
It's not
Tell me how it's a logical conclusion. Please tell me. How is that a logical? Wait, no, hold up. Let me finish my question. How is that a logical?
I cannot cherry pick that.
How is that a logical entailment?
Because everybody can cherry pick. Then, like for me, my preferences is I want to kill, like murder that one. Then
Murder is unjust. That would be logically contradicting yourself.
Why?
Yeah, if you define murder as unjust killing of another human person, that would be by definition. If you say it's right, that would be contradicting yourself.
No, on my own preference, like that. That's
you can contradict yourself with your own preference.
How?
What do you fucking mean? Right? I think something is wrong and right at the same time. That's a contradiction.
But how you can say that's a contradiction? What is the contradiction based on? Like
an assertion and a negation of the same proposition. Okay, if the truth maker of the proposition is the individual and they assert and negate the same proposition, that's a contradiction.
As you said before, if somebody gonna kill your son, you cannot judge him. That's his own preference.
Wait, why can't I literally can judge him? What are you talking about? I never said I can't judge him.
Only based on your preferences. You cannot objectively say that guy murdered my son.
Yeah, that's my preference. It's not objective, right? In terms of like, again, because it's not independent of what I care about.
So
what you're doing is you're trying to say that what I'm saying is crazy with absolutely no basis for your assertion.
No, we shouldn't judge on each other. The question is, if you have this I really need the vocabulary. If you are really was ist Überzeugung?
Conviction. Yes.
If you have the conviction that everyone has a
Appreciate that,
subjective,
Dinosaur. Thank you so much.
the subjective moral. So what if we have the belief? If this happens, like you said, this case, someone kills your son, and then you go to the judge, for the example of the court, and you say, I want a justice. By the way, but what is justice? Because you say there's no justice because it's all subjective. So if the court says we're not doing anything,
That's not at all. Like, there's so many assumptions that don't relate to the position. Straw manning the hell out of my view. Right? What do you mean there's no justice given a subjective standpoint? Justice is just subjective.
Okay, but wait. There is no justice if there is no objective moral, because how do you want to get justice if everyone
I just
has
explained it to you. Jay, did you listen to me, bro? Right? What is the justice determined by? It's subjectively determined.
How do
right?
you mean?
So yeah, so if morals are subjectively determined, clearly justice is subjectively determined, because what's considered to be justice within that particular sense would be dependent upon an individual's preferences.
Okay, so the question is for you: how do you act or do you react if your son gets killed? You go to the court, you say, "This man killed my son. I want justice," and they tell to you, "Well, it's what he did was subjectively right, and for you it's subjectively wrong, but we still cannot solve the solution because it's one against one." And then they say, "Okay, so we are not going to."
You're just saying that there's a practical concern of how we apply this within society.
And
this is what currently exists within our democratic processes. So this is not a critique of my view. This is simply actually like relating to like what we see within reality.
But those laws are also like all subjective, basically, on the judge's preferences and who made the laws, right? So
yeah,
we don't have.
It's gonna be based on the judge is gonna be appointed by it depends on the judge we're referencing. If we're talking about Supreme Court, judge is appointed by president, which is democratically determined. So, there are democratic processes for these. So it's essentially what most people would want to happen. That doesn't mean it's justified. That just means what does happen.
Thank you. But so it would be still subjective, right? So you still don't know? Thank you.
What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
So
Can you name what's wrong with that? All you've brought up is practical concerns within society, which doesn't relate to the truth value of the claim. When I'm saying that morality is subjective, that's a truth claim, okay? That's a proposition, right? That morality is subjective, okay? So that's gonna. What's up?
Yeah. So how will you know that?
Thank you for the superpower. I appreciate it.
Wrong then.
By definition.
By definition?
Which definition?
Murder by definition is unjustified, which is wrong.
Who gives the definition? Who gives the
we defined it in that way, right? That's me and you's definition for it. Do you have a different definition?
So everybody's cherry picking, basically.
Language is subjective, yes. So it's dependent upon the way that you reference the term.
Okay, so in this case, there is no right, no wrong, and in this case,
no, there is right and wrong, right? It's just related to your preferences.
Yeah. But
I don't know why you're laughing at it, right? Like, there's nothing wrong or incoherent with that view. I could do the same thing when it relates to your religion, by the way. There's an unjustified basis to your religion because your religion relies upon faith claims that you can't differentiate from any other claim that's out there, right? And it's not based upon preferences. When you're saying that there's a God that created the universe, you're talking about an objective occurrence. You're talking about something that happened independent of your stance, right? That's descriptive, right? You're not talking about something that relates to your preferences. So actually, I have basis for that assertion in relation to my preferences. You have no basis for that assertion.
It is like the logical conclusion of it.
It is not a logical conclusion, right? Give me the logical entailment. Don't let your friend talk. You say it specifically. Why is there a logical entailment?
Because, like, as I said, if I want to murder your son, I think that is right on my own preferences. You think that is wrong on your own preferences. So how we agree that what is right and
Appreciate
wrong?
That mustache. Thank you so much. Now you're just asking how we agree. That's a practical concern, not a concern that relates. Wait, hold up, listen. That's a practical concern, not a concern that relates to the truth value of the claim. When I'm making the claim that this is wrong in relation to my preferences, you saying you disagree with it does not dispute the claim that I just made. Does it make sense?
I didn't get it, but can you explain it again?
What you're saying is not critiquing subjective morality. What you're saying is just saying, oh, it's impractical to get people to agree. That's it.
Yeah, but for me, the logical conclusion, so we get on the same base, would be that someone is about to, someone who's almighty,
I
with
don't
all
believe in a
religions.
God Almighty. That I feel like there
But
are
that's
contradictions in your worldview, right? I
I
think that you
think
have an
that's the
unjustified basis for that perspective at all.
okay, but
Like
in my
absolutely.
opinion, that's the logical conclusion of this
No, it's not a
situation.
logical conclusion, right? A logical conclusion
Chat,
results from an argument, okay? You provided zero argument. There's no logical conclusion from something that's not even an argument.
the chat said the morality determines legal morality. What?
All right, I'm going to go into the next person. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Wait a second. My friend want to talk.
I still have a question. If you say, for example, because you said about no, your answer would be the same, I guess. If you're talking about incest, yeah. For example, I don't know that sex being practiced maybe between mother and son, for example. So this is something you would consider it be wrong, right?
Well, there are familiar power relations that exist between the parent and the offspring that would remove one's ability to consent, even if they're at their age of 18 or plus, right? They don't have the ability to consent to their parent due to that power structure that exists.
But I'm asking if what do you think about incest? Is
I
it
just
right or
told you. I
wrong?
literally just described to you. I think it's wrong because there is a power dynamic that exists within the context of a familial relationship that removes an individual's ability to consent, right, to that particular individual meaningfully.
Dass zum Beispiel
It's just translating for me. Yeah.
er sagt, dass du zum Beispiel familiäre Beziehungsspannung herrscht und
Yeah.
deshalb das unmöglich wäre. Sagt aber, das ist möglich. Wenn die das wollen, warum
but
sollte das nicht
the
möglich
point
sein?
is if both persons or both individuals would be would accept this situation, it would be fine for them. So why should it still be wrong?
It relates to my view. Preferences and morality relates to my view. Okay.
This is the point.
So
This is the
you would
point.
let your both sons do it then?
No.
Still
I
not.
think it's wrong, right? Because of the power relationship that removes one's ability to consent. It's not a consentful relation.
But yeah, if we say that both people they say, okay, by the way, we don't have a good family relationship, but and we don't, it's not important for us, but we still have
No, if they didn't okay, so if they didn't grow up with each other, they were not around each other at all, but they were related. There's nothing morally wrong with that, but I think it's weird, right? I think there's something morally wrong if they produce children, right? But just engaging in intercourse, no, there's nothing morally wrong with that if they did not have a familial power relationship.
What I want to achieve is that even the topic of being incest is a topic which is also rejected in the most widespread moral definitions in the folks worldwide. And this is a thing where I also would say it is planted in the nature of the people, of human being, to reject this. This is what I'm meaning. But you would say, no, it's like they're just being taught like this everywhere. Like the example of that you brought of this example about Dinosaurier, was hat gesagt? Dragons. It's the same. You would say that it's a coincidence that everywhere on Earth, on the planet, they would reject this topic, like incest. Is it coincidence for you? Incest is being rejected in the most folks worldwide.
I don't want to go over the same argument we've already gone over multiple times, man.
Okay.
Do you have a different point?
Do you think, if I would say your headphones would come to existence, like no one touched it, no human, no engineer created it, it just came to existence?
I have prior experiences with headphones that indicate to me that it's likely that there's an intelligent creator of these headphones because I have prior experiences in which indicate that it would require one, whereas I don't have prior experiences with the universe to indicate that the universe would require some sort of creator.
Not my question. If I just said if they just came to existence, no human touch it, no intelligent, I don't know, all might something. If they just came to existence, would you believe it? If I would just say those headphones that you have on right now just came to existence, nobody touched them, just particles.
JJ, I literally told you my response. No, I don't believe that.